Come on, baby, let's do the grift.
Come on, baby, let's do the grift. Take me by my little hand and go like this. Yeah, grift, baby, baby, grift. Ooh, yeah, just like this. Come on, little miss, and do the grift. My daddy is sleeping, and mama ain't around. Yeah, daddy's just sleeping, and mama ain't around. Gonna grifty, grifty, grifty till we tear the house down. Come on, and grift, yeah, baby, grift. Grift, grift. Ooh, yeah, just like this. Grift. Come on, little miss, and do the grift, yeah. Yeah, just like this. Come on, little miss, and do the grift, yeah, yeah.
Welcome to the internationally known, world famous Tuesday Night Grift, and we got a world-class show for you tonight. We're going to be talking about Dragon Age Veilguard and their top surgery scars. What's that about? We're going to be talking about Agatha All Along and their gay stars. We also got some Matt Walsh news because Matt Walsh says you shouldn't be taking your sick days. And he did some sort of documentary, quote unquote, called I Am Racist. So we got a lot of ground to cover. And if we finish early, we might even talk about the real video game awards and why that's a huge scam. But before we get into that, let's introduce the one, the only, the Raptor himself, Little Movie Perp. What's going on, Perp?
Hey, Frog Tony. Hello, chat. How's everyone doing?
I think everybody's doing excellent. It's a Tuesday. It's all good. It's all woke, says Blinded. But man,
always was.
We're gonna have a lot to talk about. Like I said, we got a lot of ground to cover. Jimmy Reyes said he would be here late. He got other obligations, which is fine. We might have some other people popping in and out. Who knows? But man, are you excited? It's been a while.
I'm very excited. Yeah.
When was the last time we were on stream together? Like, had to be like what, 2 weeks?
One grift ago. Not the last grift, but the one before.
Man. So what have you been up to? Before we get into it, how's Little Movie Perp doing? What you been doing over on
I've been doing good. I've been doing good. I actually have a big meeting I'm planning on bombing tomorrow. And I've been working towards that, but I've been good. Been busy, been watching movies.
Like you plan on bombing it like you plan on failing, or you plan on bombing it like a la Akbar?
Oh my God, Frog Tony. No. We're not prepared. We're just not prepared, and we know we're not going to do well. But it's you do these meetings in rounds, and we just weren't prepared this round. But we're going to be ready for the next one.
I think you're going to do fine. You're going to do great. You're going to have a good day here grifting. It's going to inspire you, and then you're going to go off and do big things. Look, It's not about what you say. If anything, being a grifter every Tuesday has taught me one thing. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. If you say the stupidest thing with the utmost confidence, people will believe you and think that you're telling the truth. Because that's the whole basis of the grifting lifestyle. And that's what we're going to do here. We're just going to say a bunch of things with the utmost confidence. And hopefully you guys believe every single word of what we're saying.
I could definitely do that.
Yeah. All right, so let's hit this Agatha All Along. I don't know if you heard, but this is going to be Disney's gayest show. Agatha All Along.
Okay.
Gayest project yet. What the hell? What's this?
What?
Something popped up.
It's like the sky's falling.
Yeah, it's a little pop up. We don't want that. It says, "Is Agatha All Along really Marvel's gayest project yet?" Now, well, I will say I don't think any other project has been gay at all. Right? Has there been a gay character in any Marvel MCU stuff?
Yeah, like side characters. Like the Eternals, right? Didn't one of them have a boyfriend?
Yeah, that's right. The Eternals did have there was a gay character.
That one. That's it.
He had a husband. It wasn't a boyfriend. He had a whole husband.
A husband. Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I forgot.
I only saw that movie once. Sorry.
Yeah, I forgot it existed. We're pretending like that's that real. But yeah, so I guess they got to have at least two gay characters to top the Eternals, right?
Yeah.
That's or like 1.1. If they have just a whole gay character and then like a partially gay character, like a half a gay,
Yeah.
that makes them the newest gayest project. But let's see. Everything we can't stop loving, hating, and thinking about this week in pop culture. This is from Kevin Fallon, the senior editor here at Obsessed, which I think is a gay website. Daily Beast is Obsessed, so yeah, it's probably ultra gay. So we're gonna get the left wing take on this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There's a big gay old Marvel time. I was shocked and dismayed to watch the first 2 episodes of Agatha All Along on Disney Plus this week, and not once see butt sex. Wow. Just getting straight to it. All week long, I've read headlines trumpeting that the new series, a spinoff of WandaVision featuring Catherine Hahn's breakout character, is Marvel's, quote, gayest project yet. That's admittedly a low bar for a cinematic universe who's only catering to a queer audience thus far as a scene of Chris Evans shirtless as Captain America. Look, they even forgot about Eternals. Mm-hmm. See, we're not the only ones. Even this magazine who's obsessed with gay people, right? The Daily Beast, super lefty. Even they forgot that there's a gay couple in Eternals. I think they even have a kid.
I don't even remember which one of the Eternals. Which one was it that had the husband?
Wasn't it?
Which one?
The black guy, right?
What was his name?
Hephaestus?
Asbestos?
Hephaestus, like the Greek god. Hephaestus.
Mephistus.
Hephaestus. H-E Festus.
Oh, Hephaestus. Like heifer. Hephaestus.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'm pretty sure that was the gay character. Wasn't the lady from Winter Soldier, wasn't she gay too? The main bad lady?
The main bad lady from Winter Soldier.
Not Winter Soldier, the Falcon in Winter Soldier one, the TV show.
Was she the terrorist leader?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was gay, right?
I don't remember.
Or was that just the actress just looks gay?
I don't remember. She just oh my god, Tony, stop it. She's in Solo, man.
Maybe they meant the gayest in the 1920 sense, the funniest, perhaps. It's the most queer, funny. Which means it's the most oddest, right? Yeah, that's what it is. All right, it says, for which we've always been grateful. But the amount of discussion, the supposed queerness of Agatha All Along sparked recently piqued my flaming self's curiosity. Star Aubrey Plaza even went so far as to say it will be a gay explosion by the end of it. I know from what I've read, Aubrey Plaza's character and Agatha supposedly are in a gay relationship.
They seem to be hinting at it from the first episode that they have a past, sure. I might have missed something that made it more clear. Spoilers,
guys. If you haven't played Midnight Suns, the Midnight Suns game, Agatha in that game is gay. She's a girlfriend. So I think they're using that version of Agatha where her and that chick, which I think is what Aubrey Plaza's character is playing, are gay together. And then obviously, again, spoilers, but the boy who can't say his name, he's Wiccan in the comics, and he's super gay. So that's at least 2 gay characters. 3, right? Because you got the 2 chicks and then a whole guy. It's 3 whole gay characters. Look at that.
Yeah.
Now, short of a Celine Dion and Kylie Minogue showing up in Free Britney t-shirts to perform a medley of songs from Mamma Mia, I'm not quite sure what could possibly happen in the show to constitute a gay explosion. Maybe the gay guy blows up. You ever think of that? So it's a gay explosion.
Into glitter and confetti?
Yeah. Nonetheless, I approach my viewing of the first episodes journalistically as an investigation. Is Agatha All Along, quote, the gayest show on Marvel? As co-star Ali An says, well, yes.
Yeah. But just barely from what I saw.
I mean, that's all it takes, right? I mean, there was one kiss in Buzz Lightyear and everyone was losing their fucking minds over it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't take much to be a gay explosion. Personally, I think they need to stop marketing shit that way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's gay, but I don't care. Is the show good? Tell me that. That's what I want to know in the marketing. Is it a good show? Is it interesting? The character's cool? I don't care if they're gay. I don't care if they're straight. Right?
Yeah.
It's never been marketed as a straight thing. I've never seen this is Marvel's straightest show yet. They're fucking chicks left and right. Tony starts banging all the hotties, right? You would never market it that way. So why would you do it the other way? Which makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, I know. Well, it is like this is like a gay publication, So it's like they gotta eat, so they just got hey, talk about how gay it is, It's
No, but like
know.
they're talking about the other publications talking about how gay it is. That's the thing.
Yeah. That's true.
And Aubrey Plaza and the other stars were also saying it. Like again, it just seems really weird, and I feel bad for gay people, right? Because I don't think gay people want to be like pandered to it that way, right? Like this is the blackest show. Could you imagine? You're a Latino. Could you imagine? It was like this is the most brownish show ever. Look at all the brown people. There's so many. It's gonna be a brown explosion.
It's a brown explosion. It's a diarrhea. It's a diarrhea.
Taco burritos just falling from the sky by the end of the show. I'd be like, that's kind of
great marketing, guys.
Like gay marketing could not be applied to any other demographic, so it's just so weird when you see it, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a new demographic, right? At least when it comes to like the Hollywood and all the big studios doing it. So yeah, I guess they're getting a little like, they're starting off. They're excited.
It's just, I think it's a misguided excitement. Maybe it's a little too much. Turn it down a little. Crank the notch back. Han and Plaza play witches who are former lovers, and every interaction of theirs is erotically charged flirt argument. Their first hand-to-hand combat fight is very Mr. and Mrs. Smith coded, i.e. hot. Heartstopper star Joe Locke plays an aspiring witch named Teen, who is established early on to have a boyfriend whom he is avoiding. Ooh, I wonder if they're going with the alien, like in the comics, because from my recollection, he's dating a Skrull that's codenamed Hulkling. Yeah, because when they put together the Young Avengers, he's like the Scarlet Witch of the team. His brother is the Quicksilver of the team. And then there's a Skrull that he's dating called Hulkling, which is the quote unquote Hulk of the team, right?
Yeah.
So
do Skrulls have like similar like section gender, like they have a female Skrull and a male Skrull? Like, will he still be considered gay if it is a Skrull?
They do, but it's never really explained, right? Because canonically they have like a Skrull queen, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, like they could change their shape, and you would imagine they'd be able to change it. There's never been anything where it's like, oh, you can't change gender, right? Like, because they just hide out as anybody. So it's like, are they all like just non-gender, like intergendered?
Yeah.
Do they choose like to be a boy or a girl at some point? Like,
yeah, the boyfriend's gonna get pissed either way.
Also,
you know what? They might not even. They're probably that's way too like. That's almost too much now. Like almost with like, especially with how the writers look at things now. I think that would be way too much. Like going deep into that. If it's a Skrull and now they have to have the character kind of deal with that. That might be too much, right?
Maybe the Skrull's mad. Why do you keep making me shapeshift into a guy with 2 dicks?
Oh yeah, he might be into that. Never mind. That'd be cool. If he knew, the boyfriend knew. He's cool with it.
Why do you keep making me turn into a tentacle monster? I'm not into this.
Yeah, he could make him change to different things. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Different people. He could just bang whatever celebrity he wanted.
Exactly.
Man. Then if the boyfriend gets mad, he like changes into a girl like halfway through, and he's like, "See, you're not gay."
Oh no!
Oh,
and he does what they did in The Boys and takes a picture. He can blackmail him.
Yeah. So there are actual queer characters in the series, which by default earns it recognition as a verifiable pride parade by Marvel standards. Heck, Patti LuPone is in the show, and she sings. That makes the series automatically glad endorsed. I don't know who Patti LuPone is.
I don't know.
It
could be that lady, the psychic, the first one she gets, maybe.
But there's a difference between the question, is it gay, and how gay is it? First 2 episodes center around Agatha and Teen recruiting witches for a coven to travel with down the dangerous Witches Road. At the end of which the group's various magical problems will be solved. There's something about witches and witchiness that is inherently sapphic. So there's already a baseline of gayness. Is it? Are witches just gay by default?
I don't know. Like they do like those themes do show up at least in like the horror movies I see. Like the Craft and stuff like that. There's like
there's no gay people in the Craft.
Well, in the
Like, they all
remake,
wanted
there was.
boys.
The last one
Oh, I
was.
didn't
But there
see
is
the last one. I seen the original one because like
well, the original. It is like that's why they said like coded, where it's like the two of the girls. I think they had a thing, like you could read into that. I think I haven't seen the craft in forever.
I think the only thing you could read into is maybe Fairuza Balk wanted the main chick,
Yeah,
right? Like, but also she kind of wanted her because she's the only reason they had magic, right? So it's kind of iffy. But
Yeah.
remember, the other chicks were all like into the dudes and stuff.
yeah, but there's always like this underneath coding, and I think with witchcraft that maybe the LGBTQ community like responded to. You know, like okay, so like the acolyte, like I loved the acolyte, the take of how the seduction to the dark side, like they did a literal like seduction, like that was like sort of the take. What they did was like, what if we treated like a real seduction, like this guy's like seducing this girl, like sort of that underneath thing. I think the craft was doing something like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not that like overt, but that idea, I could see that in other like witch films, especially when you think of like they work in covens and stuff like that. I could see that.
I think that's the only way that really, I guess it makes sense to me. Is they're like, oh well, see, all the witches are separate from all the dudes, so they live together in this like group. So obviously they're gay because
yeah,
they gotta do stuff, right?
Well, not only that, it also makes sense. Like they're like back in the day, you know, like in the medieval times, they're like they're being chased by dudes like that just want to kill them, you know. So it's like, I don't know, they're doing magic. I don't know. It's sort of like I feel like there's something in there that the
but
like,
in all
grasp
the.
to.
But here's the thing, like in all the literature and stuff, like other than like romance novels or like specifically gay written stuff, right? But like in traditional, like the witches either like seduce like a male character or like is mad at a male character, and that's why they become a witch, right?
Yeah.
So I don't, whatever. I don't know.
You know where the original
This is why we need a gay person here on the panel. Aaron, why
yeah,
don't you
where's
here?
Derek? Get that guy. He's awesome. You know where the original like vampire lore came from?
Egypt, from the Dead Bodies Rising.
Did you know like they would be dead bodies with like specifically the difference would be like they would have boners. The one with boners, they were known as vampiric. So if you have dead bodies that would come up with boners, those were the vampire ones. I think that's interesting.
You know,
what I'm saying that there's always been like a sexual thing with vampires too. It's like you could even trace it to like its origin of like boner zombies. It's
you know,
like
they crack them now, right?
What?
If you die with a boner, they crack it. They can't put you in the coffin with
who's in charge of
boner.
that? Do they get the intern to do that?
Probably, but I'm saying, like, could you
Jimmy,
imagine,
crack
like,
it.
you're going to a funeral, like, why is Grandpa's dick hard? Right, so they gotta crack it. So
they gotta crack it. No, it makes sense. No, you didn't have to explain it. No, it made perfect sense when you said it. I was like, yep, that does make sense.
I'm putting specific.
And then my immediate question is, okay, who do they get to do it?
No one's cracking it. I'm just telling you right now. I'm putting it in my will. No one's cracking it. All right. I don't want to go to heaven and like, why doesn't my dick work? Oh, they cracked it before you died. Like, what? You mean what happens to my body happens to me? Like, do people, like, if you go to heaven and you're missing an eye, is your eye waiting for you, or you still have no eye, right?
Yeah.
So that's man. I don't want to take the chance.
I mean, I don't know. I hope Christopher Reeves is walking up there, right?
No idea. But I don't want to take the chance, right? Like, is heaven wheelchair accessible?
No, but that also means that every guy in like heaven for the like last 100 years has a cracked dick, right? Like everyone in heaven the last 100 years.
No, they only started doing that in I would say the last 60 or 70 when we started doing funerals and open wakes. Remember, they used to just chuck you in the fucking ground. They weren't like fucking embalming people and shit back in the day. Summer Swan says, no, your body's supposed to be perfect in heaven.
Yeah, your soul, right?
I don't know. I'm not taking a risk.
It's your soul.
Why roll the dice?
Why the hell would your soul care about your dick?
Mine would.
Mine is my dick.
That's where I keep my soul. What are you talking about?
That's where I hide it. Yeah.
That's where I store it. Right next to the balls with the pee in it. All right. There's only that's only supercharged by the fact that several of the witches are, again, also queer and or Patty LaPon. So she's not queer? Is that what you're saying? Like the other ones are queer, but like she's not because she's Patty?
I don't know.
There's a level of camp to the show. The entrance of the Witch's Road is summoned by the Coven singing in perfect harmony. 4 of the 6 leads are character actresses over the age of 40, a demographic of performers that I can authoritatively say the gay community rallies around.
Okay.
Is that why the gay people like Golden Girls?
I thought everyone loved Golden Girls.
Yeah, I love Golden Girls. Too.
Exactly. I love Golden Girls. I even found out my girlfriend loved Golden Girls. I was like, oh man, everyone loves Golden Girls.
Who's your favorite?
I forget I'm bad with names. You know, it's the sarcastic one, the older feisty one.
The mom, Sophia.
No, what was it? My girlfriend just told me? Sophia? Oh yeah, Sophia.
Yeah. I like Dorothy. Dorothy's the best. Yeah.
Dorothy? Which one was that one?
The main one, Sophia's daughter.
I don't know. I don't remember the names, man.
Daughter's Dorothy. She's like the tall one. B. Arthur.
Gotcha.
B. Arthur.
B. Arthur. Got it.
But the gay explosion, at least so far, seems to be mostly a tease. What's remarkable and refreshing about the series is the matter-of-factness with which the characters' queer identities are introduced.
Agreed.
When the relation was it?
Agreed. Yeah, it's just like it happens. Like, oh, the boyfriend's calling. That's it. It's not like.
Well, that's how it should be. Again, I don't think it should be like, oh my God, he's got a boyfriend. Look, everybody, he's got a boyfriend. That guy's gay. Look, he's like. They should just be like, yeah, he's on the phone with his boyfriend. Like, nobody.
Yeah, treat it like romantic subplots of anything else. You know, sometimes they're more involved than other times, but this was, yeah. I feel bad for publications like this. They got to make something out of this. You know, there wasn't like, you know. I guess that's why. I guess that's why they're kind of being, because there's like a level of tongue in cheek to all this. Like, do you believe this gay explosion? Yeah. So it's like they got to make something out of it.
When the relationship history between Han and Plaza's characters is revealed, it's no more of a bombshell than in any other TV plot in which the straight character's ex arrives to stir up drama.
Mm-hmm.
What is the most exciting thing about it is it's not exactly what it's about. Han said it's so normalized. Don't use that word. That's going to trigger a lot of people. You're normalizing the queers.
Yeah, it's crazy how like buzzwords get out there. And it works too. I purposely like try to avoid like certain words just because like I know it's like, oh, they're never going to get that if I say that, you know.
Yeah. On the one hand, that is nice and exciting, especially for a Marvel series. On the other hand, if you tell me I'm getting a gay explosion, I'm expecting a witch's orgy while Chappelle Rowan plays in the background. The unabashed, enthusiastic hype from the cast about the show's queerness, let alone the show's release this week, has interesting timing. It coincides with recent reports that filmmakers behind Inside Out 2 received notes from Disney Pixar to make the character of Riley, who becomes obsessed with an older girl on her hockey team, appear, quote, less gay. Apparently, the panic was spurred by the disappointing box office receipts for last year's Lightyear, which included a same-sex kiss. Look.
Damn, that's crazy.
There's so much wrong with Lightyear that you can't blame it on that fucking kiss, right? That was just like the cherry on the top of the shit cake. Right? There's so much bad with Lightyear. Right.
Yeah, it's just a peck. I don't understand. Yeah, I didn't even see it. Yeah.
Well, it was like one of the characters that is in the base. Like he keeps going to try to like fix it, and he ends up like taking a whole bunch of years by the time he gets back. And so she keeps growing up, and then you see them like on their anniversary, and then he just fucking kiss. Like he's like walks by a door or something, and like they're kissing in the background.
Okay.
It seems to forever be a one step forward, 2 steps back situation when it comes to representation with Disney. The queerness of Agatha all along suggests there's a more inclusive light at the end of the MCU tunnel, or at the very least, at the end of the Witch's Road. It says, I need answers. During a red carpet interview at Sunday night's Emmy Awards, Reese Witherspoon revealed, while she is not a consumer of Bravo reality, what the fuck is that?
This is the next story.
Is it?
That's crazy. Yeah. Is this like a blog?
I guess they just like went into this other story. Like,
I'm telling you, they got nothing. They just went into the next one. I feel bad.
I guess it's like all of it. Like they're doing. It's not just Agatha. It's like all these things. It's all like one big story. It's like one big article with like 4 different things.
But I feel like they didn't even end it. They just stopped.
Yeah. What's up, Aaron? How you doing?
What's up? I'm good. I'm good.
How you feel about this, Agatha all along, and the representation of your people?
Well,
you're a witch?
Witches are generally female, right?
Yeah.
January Immortal, and how do people expect? How do they know they're gay? How do we know they're gay? This first 2 episodes don't show any of them being gay. As a matter of fact, Agatha may not be gay; she may be bi.
Ooh, you're
Because
saying they're gonna bait and switch?
Ooh, what if she's
She does have
pan?
a son. And
Ooh.
it's there's she does have a son. You saw the first episode. You'll see that it's pretty much.
Yeah, but you know what, Aaron?
She does have a
Those
son.
witches in Star Wars had daughters, and they were gay.
No, well, yeah, but
You don't think a witch could do the same thing?
well, Wanda did obviously, yeah, but yeah, that's technically, yeah. But we really don't know yet. I mean, the kid is obviously gay. Like that's obvious.
Okay, you gotta.
I don't know if
like-
it's out, Aaron. That's just
No,
a
well,
weird statement
technically
to make.
it's implied. Everything is implied, but it's like it
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah, like
No, it's just the way he said it. Like that kid's obviously gay. Just look at him, gay.
No, but like we know who he
you
is.
could be a
Like,
fan of My Chemical Romance. You don't know that.
if you read the comics, you know that. Obviously.
Aaron's gaydar is just like that
Um,
kid's gay.
The rumor is that Aubrey Plaza's character is a red herring. That her name, Wheel Vidal, is actually a red herring to somebody else.
Mephisto.
That's what. Shut up, blind. No, I'm not a
You
show.
freaking nerds in your Mephisto freaking rumors.
Well-
I swear, let it go.
Oh no, Mephisto's gonna be in this.
He is.
Oh
Is
yeah.
that confirmed?
Well, he's confirmed. Yeah. Not. No, it's gonna be a surprise.
Well, in the comics, the twins of the Scarlet Witch, their
Yeah.
souls are actually parts of the soul of Mephisto, which is weird that Mephisto has a soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. Right. But Aaron is a massive shill, so
Yes, blinded.
Yeah, so much.
Blind is so happy that he's getting Ghost 2 and Alan Wake is getting a DLC.
all right. But beyond that, focus on this. So you've been watching Agatha. You love it. Is it are you expecting a gay explosion at the end of this, Aaron?
I'm expecting them to have a lesbian orgy.
Yeah, but why's it got to be like old lesbians, right? Like,
I don't know.
like Catherine Hahn and Aubrey Plaza, like 10 years ago would have been fine, but like now, it's a little past their prime. That's what I'm saying. You know? Anyway,
Don't stop it.
moving on.
Let the
From
witches.
from gay witches to top surgery scars in a Dragon Age game. It's from that Park Place. Obviously, this is what the grifters are very upset about. I have mixed feelings on this, and I'll get to it. But Dragon Age, the Veilguard's character creator has option for, quote, top surgery scars. And it actually says this, right? Which is insane to me, right? Because, again, this is just it's a fantasy video game in a fantasy world where I don't think they have medical doctors that they're just, like, cutting people's fucking titties off, right? So I could like them having like scars and like option 12 is top surgery scars. It's just option 12 of the scars, right? Like that would be fine, but like to actually have a slider, they have a fucking slider, top surgery scars. Like
Cool.
I don't know, it just seems weird.
Okay,
What?
so you said the fantasy angle, okay, and I immediately went, okay, I played Dragon Age, I think the third one, Inquisition. Actually, I played which one had Morgan? Morgan the
Oh.
Witch. All of them?
As a
Okay.
playable character, or is the first
No,
one?
no. Well, she could go in your party. I don't know. I forget.
Yeah,
Whichever.
That's the last game, I
But
think.
like they have like
That's
creatures and stuff.
Inquisition.
Like what this implies to me is like you could get like these. This is a fantasy world where you could get like lizard like breasts or something like that. Like
Lizard
that's the
breasts.
like right because they have different species and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't
not
it-
lizards.
like
You're
they're-
thinking of Skyrim. This is like elves, dwarves, and people, and like
I could have
Canard.
Yeah,
sworn
yeah, yeah.
I could have sworn I fought lizards. Never mind.
No, that's Elder Scrolls.
Okay. I did play Inquisition. I know that for sure. I just got the.
Yeah,
But what I'm saying, look.
Morgan is Inquisition.
All I'm
No,
saying is that
Morgan's in the
species, the
first-
different
she's in the first
species
one
would be
too.
the different
In the first
species
one,
would be
yeah.
the top surgery angle. Like that's what I'm assuming is what they're going for, right?
Sturgis's argument is they're putting real world and fantasy, bud. Well, everything they're putting. Obviously, the real world is going to be in fantasy. I mean, that's fantasy is shaped by the real world, right? But I just think that it is like I said, I don't think there's a problem. More options are always better, right?
Yeah.
I'm always gonna, the side of more options. That's a side I'm always gonna fall on, right? I, as a straight male, am never going to touch anything in the character creator. It's default head 1, right? And that's it. Like you guys see me play Inquisition. It's default head 1, or if that one doesn't look good, it's like you go through the defaults until you find one that's okay, right? And because you're never gonna really look at your character anyway, right? But like a woman or gay people, they will spend hours just crafting their character before they even start playing, right? So the options ain't even for me. It's not even for any of us, right? None of the straight people are touching any of these options, so I don't know why we're complaining. But I do think it's weird because you have scars, right? There are scars in the game. As you can see, it says body scars, scar shape, intensity, color, blah, 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 right? So you could have just put the scars, right? Like, okay, scar 1, and then just, you could just do it yourself. But like, no, we're just going to like have this slider, and it's like, oh, that's kind of weird, right? Because like letting them do it without calling it top surgery scars, to me is like, okay, we're not putting the fantasy, we're not putting the real world into the fantasy, right? But we're allowing you to put the scars to like role play or whatever you want to do, right?
You could,
we're not specifically saying it.
You're doing
it'd be like if one of the scars looked like a bullet hole, right? I wouldn't have a problem. But if it literally said, "Do you want bullet holes?" I'd be like, guys, there's no fucking guns, and why how could they even have bullet hole scars in fucking Dragon Age, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, they shouldn't call it top surgery scars. It should just be like body scar 3, right? And it's like fucking 2 fucking scars on their titties, and that's it. Also, I don't know if it goes into it in this article, but apparently you can't get tits bigger than like a B cup, and you can't get asses bigger than Taylor Swift in this game. So what the fuck's up with that?
Sorry.
But you could like make big packages for the dudes, but you can't like.
But you can't get down surgery scars.
I don't think they show, so it would be really. You use your imagination.
I would like to know.
Just a little ticker box.
Yeah.
All right. BioWare has allowed influencers and media outlets to showcase the game's character creator and is even woker than earlier reports about it.
Even woker.
Even
woker. Oh no, we could go deeper.
Is that even correct grammar? Shouldn't it be? It's even more woke.
And he's even woker.
Right, I'm saying like woker isn't a word. It should be like it's even more woke than earlier reports, right? It should be more woke.
Yeah,
more woke. Yeah, woker's so it's like, hey, Tony, officialize.
Even wokest, yeah.
Remember,
then earlier reports
officialize
about it, as it includes a feature to toggle on or off. Quote, top surgery. I don't know why there's quotes on this because that's what it is. That's what it says, right? You don't need to put. Again, that Park Place, John F. Trent, you're supposed to be a professional. You only put quotations on things if you're saying that that's not what it really is, but it's literally what it says on the screen.
Yeah.
So you putting quotations doesn't make sense. It says back in July, it was revealed by Game Informer's Wesley LeBlanc, who previewed the character creator, revealed it. Again, you're supposed to be a professional. You put back in July, it was revealed by this guy. Revealed. It was revealed.
What?
Does anybody fucking edit around here? Am I the only one who does editing? Right, because look, this is the sentence. I hate doing this to you guys, but it was revealed by. Then you put the guy's name. You put a comma to give you more clarification.
Oh yeah, that's bad grammar.
And then revealed again. So if you take out the comma section, it would be back in July. It was revealed by Game Informer's Wesley LeBlanc. Revealed, which is incorrect. It's completely incorrect. John F. Trent. No wonder why no one reads your fucking little blog here. It had inclusivity at its heart. He wrote, "At the heart of it is inclusivity." Veilguard, game director Corinne Bush, tells me before letting me guide. What? Tells me before letting me guide her through creating my own character. Jesus Christ. He went on to reveal that the character creator allows players to choose between 4 different races: elves, Qunari, humans, and dwarves. It also allows for more detailed looks at each and the ability to choose pronouns with she, her, he, him, and they, them separately from gender. Select different body types and more. Oh, no! Furthermore, the character creator also features full nudity because the game is, quote, a mature RPG, according to Bush. who is a man pretending to be a woman. Wow.
Oh no!
Just throwing that out there, huh, John?
Ooh.
This sure ain't not a
Ooh.
bias article.
Well, that was just like
I
guys,
know.
that's just kind of fucking rude.
Yeah.
Just threw
Yeah,
that in there.
this is a-
Like there's no context, there's no bearing. Like
Mhm.
I don't think it mattered at any point. You just kind of fucking toss that in there. Apparently, the full nudity is needed to choose your character's undergarments.
No, I know why they put it in there. They put it in there so they could misgender the rest of, like, you know. So just so you know, I'm misgendering them the whole time.
Well,
That's why they did it.
But
But yeah, it's stupid because they put it towards later, like, you know, later on, not in the beginning.
Also, why is he complaining about full nudity? Isn't like full nudity like wasn't that like, oh yeah, look, we don't like censorship. We want to see all the bits and bobs, right?
Yeah.
That's only for Stellar Blade, dude.
I guess
We gone full circle. Like fucking, we want to show bits and bobs. Oh, not those bits and bobs. Like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, make
it's
up your mind.
selective nudity, Tony. Selective.
I guess. And no fat chicks. I'll agree with that. We don't want to see the fat
No
chicks
fat
nude
chicks.
Boo!
or the fat dudes. Right? Exactly. Boo them fat chicks.
No, people
We
like
don't
them
wanna see them
too.
nude. No one likes them. Thick, sure. There's a level, like at some point you cross, you pass the Rubicon, right? It's like
Mhm.
I just love it because, like, in Street Fighter, when you're going like playing multiplayer and you're just seeing some of the wackiest characters, I just love it. I
Well,
think
here-
people
here's
should have
the-
the
here's-
option to go nuts.
here's the stupidest thing to me, right? And you can, even if let's say they get rid of all the like pronouns and all the other shit, right? And they go, you have to be a man, like either be a man or a woman, right? There's literally nothing to stop me from creating a male character and then naming it Stacy, right? And then through the entire campaign, all the NPCs will be calling my male character Stacy, right?
Yeah.
So now,
Actually-
do like developers, in order to make these people happy, do developers have to go through like lock, like, oh, if you chose this gender, then we have to lock these names out. You can't use any of these names, right? It's fucking
Yeah.
like a little censor thing that comes up like, sorry, you have to choose an appropriate name for your character.
I'm pretty sure I heard
I'm-
men named. I'm pretty sure there's men have been named Stacy before.
Yeah, Stacy Keach is named Stacy.
Yeah.
Stacy's got a gun.
You know,
it's just
funny
an,
that
it's
I
just an
actually said it.
option. Like that's the thing. It's just an option. You just move on. Like at best, it's like, oh, that's a silly option. You move on. Like that's it.
Have you ever played Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yeah.
Multiplayer only. No, I haven't played.
Okay,
that.
well, you can name your horses in Red Dead Redemption 2, right?
Yep.
But you can't name your horses after the main character from Sex and the City. What the hell's her name?
Samantha is it?
No, the main
There-
character.
Oh my God, you know the character, Aaron.
I
Based.
don't know. Like
No, Samantha's not the main character. The main one.
Oh.
The main one.
The just-
Yeah,
Jessica
yeah, yeah. I know what
Parker.
you're talking about. And oh my God, she was in Mars Attacks. Sarah Jessica Parker.
Sarah Jessica. Yeah, you can't name your horse Sarah Jessica Parker.
Good man. That
Oh,
lady
really?
got bullied.
It
with that
literally
crap.
says it'll be like it's invalid name. It'll consider it like a slur.
We're saved
Because-
from a bunch of people like writing that, thinking they're clever and putting that tweet out. Look what I named my horse.
Well, they
Thank
think it's clever because it was on South Park where they said that she looked like a horse.
Yeah.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like a real long time ago. LeBlanc also revealed you can finally dye your hair with non-traditional colors. I think that's cool. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Sure.
He concluded revealing there are 4 voices that one can choose from. They include English masculine, English feminine, American masculine, and American feminine. The pitch of the voices can be adjusted. See, this is like if you're gonna do this, at least hire like okay, we got you a white guy voice, a black guy voice, a Mexican voice, an Arabic voice, right? Like an Indian guy voice. Like no, you could be English or American. You could be like fucking
I
very
thought they used-
sophisticated or fucking a bum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get the hope
Oh,
off the street.
They
to do
give
a voice.
American like a southern accent. That'd be the best. That American accent. There's several
I want like a
American
redneck.
accents.
I want a redneck so I could just like see what.
Exactly.
God dang it, look at that damn dragon!
Shut up, dragon.
Man, my pickup truck is gonna be all deaded up after this one. I'm gonna fix it to make me some food with this.
We in a tight spot. To your crew. That'd
It
be
has
the
been
best.
revealed by multiple YouTubers that the character creator does include pronouns and allows players to select man, woman, and non-binary for gender. On top of this, it's been revealed that the character creator features an option to toggle top surgery scars. Isn't that what you said like 2 paragraphs ago? Like way over here?
He's still thinking about it.
Yeah, I know, but it's like these writers
It came
like,
out again. It's like I can't stop thinking about that part.
Yeah.
I can't move on.
It is abundantly clear that Dragon Age: The Veilguard is political and ideological propaganda disguised as a video
Whoa.
game.
I mean,
Its
Dragon
primary
Age has always
objective-
been political game.
It's gonna make you cool with scars. Okay.
Disguised as a video game, and its primary objective does not appear to entertain customers or provide them with an escape. Man, this is all because of the character creator, not like a storyline in the game, not like,
Not
it's
like-
not
yeah,
a
nothing
mission
to
where
do
you
with
gotta like remove titties. Like, hey, you gotta go into the veil and remove 100 titties. Collect us 100 titties.
You-
right?
You have to castrate these mini dicks for this mission.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, then I'd be like, okay, maybe you have a point. Like, you have to go out and kill all the straight males. I'm like, oh man, maybe they can right? Like, but it's like, oh, there's a character creator, and you could dye your hair and give yourself.
He's like, oh my god. This killed the Dark Knight for them too. Now, like, whenever they see, you want to know, I got these scars. It's gonna like they're gonna think
Oh,
of this.
yeah.
It's just like, it's just destroyed it.
Is that what's gonna happen? They're gonna take their.
I
shirt
think
off?
so.
You want to hear how I got these scars?
Yeah.
No,
That line is coming back with this game.
You see, my dad came in my room one night.
Oh
He's
my
like, look at those titties. Let's put a smile on that chest.
Yeah, let's put a spell on that chest. No. Stop it. Woke.
It's political and ideological propaganda disguised as a video game. Its primary objective does not appear to entertain customers or provide them with an escape of any kind, but is to indoctrinate them with transgender ideology. Dun, dun, dun. We're infected. That's why we think this is funny.
Yeah.
We don't really give a shit because we're infected.
They got us.
They got us. Well. And the game is clearly attempting to normalize this ideology by including top surgery scars in game, as well as all the various other customization options that allow players to blur the lines between male and female.
Like blue hair.
Yeah, could you imagine in a fantasy game where you could just
You know,
be a dwarf, that you could just do whatever you
Tony,
wanted, like you just play whatever you want?
Tony, imagine being in a fantasy game with magic where you could probably like just change someone, like a witch could probably just turn you to another, like a woman into a man or a man into a woman, you know?
Well, that's their argument, Aaron. Their argument is, why would they have surgery scars when they could just do magic spell that changes your gender? Ugh.
Well, how many?
No wonder why this game is dumb, because
I mean-
they don't know that there's a magical polyjuice potion like in Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Change their gender.
I'm pretty sure they don't. I'm pretty sure these people like this don't know Mystique has been men in the X-Men too.
I just think that it doesn't really fucking matter, right? Like,
Yeah.
you don't need to use any of these, right? Again, I think it's weird just because, like, to call it top surgery scars, that does kind of take you out of the whole like fantasy element of the game. It should just include the scars without like naming them what they are, right? So it's one of those like wink and nods, like, you know and I know, but we're gonna pretend to keep immersion into the game, right? Like, okay, I get that, right? It's like what the hell's that game? The one with the cooking.
Overcooked?
Yeah, Overcooked, right? In Overcooked, you could put your character in a wheelchair. It does nothing. There's no, like, it doesn't make him faster or slower. He's just in a wheelchair, right? It doesn't break immersion. They don't like, oh my God, like, he's in a wheelchair. You're so fucking brave. It's just a thing, right? But people have complained about it, saying that like normalized wheelchairs or something. It was like some weird,
Normalized
wheelchairs.
yeah. They shouldn't be.
And we can't have that?
We can't have
That game is so influential that people are just gonna get wheelchairs because it's cool all of a sudden. It's a trend.
Then all the kids are going to want wheelchairs.
Yeah.
Breaking
What
their
the hell?
legs. They're gonna start breaking their legs and like sawing them off so they can get wheelchairs. You know,
Oh my
that's not
God.
bad.
There's actually like a weird precedent for that. Look up, I think it's called Nubtown in Florida, where this actual town in Florida, there was like an insurance policy going on in the 50s that if you got hurt or lost a limb, like you could get like mad money. So this entire town were cutting off their own limbs. Look this up. Look, it's called Nubtown in Florida.
Well,
They
there's
cut off
actually
their own limbs. Their own limbs.
There's a psychological condition in which people want to be amputees, so they like cut off their limbs.
Yeah. No, this is a town that did this for insurance as an insurance.
Right. Well, I'm saying like there has been studies where like people want to be like, whether it's because they want the sympathy or they want the attention or they feel like they actually are an amputee or something, right?
Yeah.
It's,
They want
it's
to get into
weird.
the
Crazy.
they want to get to the front of the
Wanna hear
lines of
something crazy?
Disney rides.
You know the actor
Yeah.
Giancarlo Esposito. He admit he was considered hiring someone to kill him so his family could get insurance at one point, like when he was broke.
I think all of us are at that point at some point, Aaron. Dude, when I used to work at this really good job, right? And we used to have these big plates of steel. I'm like, man, we could just hire like a bum and just give him my wallet and we just drop a huge plate. He'll just be smushed into like a big splotch on the floor, but they'll find my wallet and they'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
that must be Tony. That splotch must be Tony, right? But I was like, I don't really want to kill a bum. That's kind of mean. Yeah, so we're normalizing and
Wheelchairs.
also like what kids are playing fucking let's like really this isn't like a fucking Dora the Explorer game or like a fucking like a Wonder Pups or some shit, right? This is like fucking Dragon Age Veilguard. It's like I'm pretty sure it's adults playing this game, right? Like maybe 18-year-olds possibly, right? But I don't really think there's no kids fucking playing this, right?
No, this is a mature game. Dragon Age, I think, is a mature game.
Here it comes. This ideology. This is where I love John F. Trent because he always like starts talking about like the Bible and like fucking the church and shit. This ideology leads to destructive real world behaviors. Archbishop Alexander Sample of the Archdiocese of Portland explains how adopting so-called preferred pronouns is the first step in the path to destruction. To some, supporting aspects of social transition may seem benign, even humane, such as using someone's preferred pronouns and actively affirming his or her perceived gender. However, while well-intentioned, this kind of endorsement helps shepherd a young person on a path of unnecessary medicalization. Guys, I just think that it's normal to call people by the name they want to be called by, right? Like, if Perp wants to be called Perp, and I use this argument on Dane and them, they didn't kind of understand it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because my argument was like when a newspaper runs an article about the Quartering and they use his real name, that's fucking asshole move, right? Because he wants to be called the Quartering. That's his fucking his Hollywood name, if you will, right? That's his fucking acting name, right? No, like an actor has a sometimes they have an acting name and they have a real name, right? The Quartering is his YouTube name. That's his YouTube name. That's what he goes by, right? You should put that in there. You shouldn't be using his real name. You're using his real name in order to try to have real world consequences on him to affect him, right?
Yeah, and if you didn't do a
that's
crime,
the same way. That's the same way like dead naming someone, right? Like you're disrespecting someone on purpose in order to have whether physical or mental repercussions on the person, right? So like if Perp wants to be called Perp, I should call him Perp and not anything else. Even if I know his real name, even if I'm best friends with him, if he's like, hey Tony, when we're online and we're doing a stream, call me fucking Little Movie Perp, then I should be calling him Little Movie Perp. It's no different than if someone's like, hey, I really want you to call me fucking Sarah. I really want you to call me Dorothy or something. Like, okay, whatever, right? Unless I don't like you. Like, if I don't like you, then I won't do it because I don't respect you. And I am doing it on purpose, right? I'm being an asshole, right? I'm acknowledging that I'm being an asshole. These guys are like, we're not assholes. We're actually the good guys by not calling you the name that you want to be called, which is really fucking weird, right? Just be like, I want to be an asshole. I just don't like these people. And I want to be an asshole to them, right? Just admit that.
They had to go to Portland for that quote, by the way.
Also, that's kind of weird that someone from Portland would say that, right? Like, I would think that's a Portland.
Yeah, they had to deal with it on a day-to-day, I guess, over
there. His Excellency continues. Social transition is often the first step towards hormones and surgery. Yeah, that's literally, they tell you got to live your life as the opposite gender for like a year most of the time, right? I don't know if they still do that, but that was like back in the day. No idea. I don't know. Back in the old days, before they would give you transitional surgery, right? They would tell you have to live your life. Like you have to live as the opposite gender for X amount of time. So that way you know what it's like, so you can see what it's like to make sure that this is what you want, see how people are going to treat you and everything, right?
Sure. I assume those are like trial runs or something.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like, hey, we're going to give you it's the 30-day trial. Sure. If you pass that, we give you the full membership, right?
Yeah.
And it's so weird, right? It's so fucking weird because I have a trans family member, right? My aunt, and God bless her heart, great lady. She used to be my uncle, right? And I don't think anyone gives a shit in the family. No one gives a shit anywhere, right?
Mhm.
It was like the 80s. It was like there was a big family meeting. It was like, oh, your uncle's not gonna be right, and everyone was like, okay, like that was it. Like that was the end of it. Like sure, there was probably whispers, like the adults were like, whatever, right? But like no one else really gave a shit, right? That no kids were traumatized by this event, okay, right?
Yeah.
So it's so weird that like we go like 30 years later and suddenly like such a big fucking deal, right?
Well, I think the people making a big deal probably don't have experience,
The thing
like
is,
talking and just
they
seeing
may look
the
different
people
on
that
the
they're hating
outside.
on.
They may look different on the outside, but on the inside they're the same.
That was the
I don't know
door.
if they're the same on the inside.
No,
We all
No,
bleed
man.
red. We all bleed red.
No, I'm
Tony.
saying this because a lot of times the person that you are, right? And again, I'm not speaking from like personal experience. I'm speaking from talking to people or whatever, right? From actually having conversation with people. Like sometimes they're acting a certain way because they feel like oh, I'm not a man, right? I'm supposed to be a woman. I'm not a man, right? But I have to be a man, so now I'm pretending. I'm acting in a way that I think that I'm supposed to be, right? And so then when they finally get to be who they are, they're like, oh, actually, see, I'm not such an asshole. I'm actually a lot nicer than I am because I no longer have to pretend to be something I'm not, right?
Yeah.
That's what I meant. I didn't mean like that they were like fucking like a monster inside, like oh shit, they're bleeding black blood or some shit, right? Like
they're white blood. They're not human.
yeah. Oh no, it's an alien.
An alien that the kiss. Stop kidding. Remember?
Watch I saw the TV glow, Aaron. You'll get it.
Oh, okay.
A 2020 survey of transgender and non-binary youth found that 64% of respondents were either already receiving cross-sex hormones or desired to do so. Well, that's kind of a fucked up number, right?
No,
do you see what they're doing here? I hate when they do this.
No,
shit.
I'm really dumb. Please explain it to me. Go.
Okay, so it says they took a survey and they found that 64% of respondents either already receiving cross-sex hormones or desired to do so. So either they were getting drugs or they wanted drugs.
Yeah.
Now, which percentage were getting the drugs? Out of the 64%, maybe it was 2% were getting the drugs.
Yes,
and 64% wanted the drugs.
Yeah. I see that. Yeah, okay.
See, because your mind is the first thing that you read is, oh, they're receiving 64% receiving. Oh man, that's a lot of fucking people. But maybe that's not the truth. Maybe the truth is it's like 10%.
Well, if it's like 1%, like 63, yeah, like what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like those two things shouldn't be combined into one percentage, right?
And
that's probably why they didn't link it. Usually people would link it at that point.
Yeah.
Right? Danish researchers who first used puberty blockers on gender dysphoric children found that social transition increased the likelihood that dysphoria would persist and result in. Well, no shit. You don't have to do a study. Hey guys, if somebody thinks they're a woman, and then you start treating them like a woman, and they feel good about it, they're probably gonna want to stay as a woman, right?
Yeah, they're gonna be happy and stay. Yeah, like
gender affirming care. Affirming.
Wow, you cracked the cup. They're splitting the atom. Social transition can also include practices such as breast binding and genital tucking, both of which have been shown to have adverse effects on physical health, like testicular torsion and reduced fertility in males, and abnormal lung function and back pain in females. He noted. This is true. This right here is true because, but here, okay. Again, playing devil's advocate, right? As I always do. I got to be devil's advocate, right? Most of the time, the reason that they have issues is because they're doing it without anyone's knowledge, right? And they're not doing it under like doctor supervision. They're not doing it, anyone knowing. So they're doing it incorrectly, right? They're either binding too much, too hard, right? Too long. Yeah. So that's where the issues come in. It says, moreover, a 2020 study on the effects of social transition found that family and peer relations, but not social transition status, predicted psychological functioning. Oh, man.
Okay.
This is, I don't know if this is true or not because
It's like the picture is also reminding you. Oh yeah, we're talking about a game.
yeah. By the way, this is an article about
This is about a game, by the way.
Dragon Age. I didn't read this beforehand, so I had no idea we were gonna like jump in the shark on this whole thing. This character creator is not the only example of this attempt at normalizing disordered and sinful behavior. Sinful.
Okay.
Man, are they gonna talk about how you could like have sex with like men and men and like women and women, cats and dogs living together? The game's creative director John Epler previously confirmed that all the companion characters in the game would be pansexual.
Mm-hmm.
But see, this is stupid, right?
Like Deadpool.
No, because they're not pansexual, right? What it is they want to make it so that whoever you like whichever companion you're like, hey, I really like this companion. This is if I could fuck any of the companions, it would be this one. They want to be like, yeah, we're gonna give you the option. You can fuck any of them, right? Mm-hmm. And so whatever gender you are, you can fuck any of the companions. So technically, they're all pansexual because they'll fuck anything that you are, right? Because you're the main character. But in reality, it's just you and whoever you fuck, and then everyone else just kind of fucks off and does their own thing, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, like Mass Effect. That's a BioWare like staple, right?
Yeah. It's not like there's like you go to the camp and like everyone's having a fucking orgy. Like, oh shit, I'm late to the orgy. And like,
oh my god, wouldn't that be amazing that your choice is also the choice of the whole party? So that you're just like everyone is like, oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Mass Effect was one of the first to do it.
Yeah. Dragon Age, and that's part of this game's like.
I love
thing,
sinful.
right?
I love the sinful.
This company's thing.
It says Epler told Gamerant there's a difference between player sexual and pansexual. All companions are canonically pansexual. You just gotta say that.
This game is blasphemy.
Yeah, blasphemous.
Blasphemous.
Bush made similar comments to IGN. IGN's Alex Stedman reported Bush insists that they're all specifically pansexual, and that might come through in what you learn about their backstories. Bush then explained their past experiences or partners, they'll reference them, and indeed who they'll become romantic with. He continued.
By the way, they're freaking they're misgendering assholes.
Well, if they were gonna do that, why do they keep using the name, right?
Bush,
they should just keep saying he. Like, be consistent in your bigotry is what I'm saying, right? Like, if you're gonna just
and capitalize it to really make it sting.
Just every time you put it like Bush, who is really a man pretending to be a woman, like every time specifically put that. Right? For instance, we saw Harding. I might be playing a straight male character flirting with her, but I choose not to pursue a romance. She might get together with Tosh. So my perception, my identity has no bearing on their identities, and that comes through really strong.
Oh,
he went on to detail. It's not until the later parts of the game when you really commit to romance, and it gets pretty spicy.
I thought that's what gamers wanted.
Yeah.
What do you make of this revelation that the character creator has a toggle for top search? Man, we went. All that other shit had nothing to do with it, right? Like, had nothing to do with top surgery, scars, blah blah blah. And then we just ended with. By the way, so what do you think about the that little toggle?
Vile. I just saw the word vile in the comment. The one comment.
Vile. These monsters are pushing alphabet propaganda in a fantasy game with magic.
Vile.
Medieval surgery is mostly amputation, so I guess it somewhat makes sense. Did you just backtrack in the middle?
It's like, well, actually,
maybe it kind of does make sense. So
he had like a shower thought mid like. Oh, great!
Look! It explains
the
need
shower
to show
thought
part of the head to cut a hole in the skull to let the demons out.
Yeah. It's funny how they get mad at us for saying trans women aren't women, but here they are adding scars in their games and pronoun options. I don't. Those two ideas.
That's true. That's funny.
No, what he's trying to say is like they're not women. We say they're not women, and they're proving they're not women by having scars.
I love her.
Yeah.
I love the Hermione Granger person. It's expected for this woke slot. BioWare is dead. People need to accept that. And she uses Emma Watson. The guy uses Emma Watson as
not just Emma Watson, but he uses like young Emma Watson.
Yeah.
Yeah. BioWoke. I've heard. Oh man,
I knew
haven't
this
heard that
was
in
garbage.
forever.
Knew this garbage was going to be bad, but wasn't expecting this bad. Seems like it could even rival Dustborn for the wokest game ever title. BioWare,
Really?
just like CD Projekt Red and many other game companies, are done and dusted. It's time
Oh
for
yeah,
some people
yeah.
to accept that and move on.
They're suffering. They're really
Damn.
suffering. BioWare's really suffering.
I wish they.
You
would
can
accept
bet your
it.
ass that these games are going to win awards. The Game Awards have become a woke fest in and of itself.
Well, the last one won the Game Award, right? Inquisition, I think, won Best Game of the Year.
Was that 14 or 15?
I think that was like the first Game Award too, or at least the one that was
What was that?
streamed.
What was that 2014 or 2015?
Yeah, something like that.
That was,
Yeah, this is a possibility. They just got to expand on that.
Wow, stuff like this makes the history of the fall of Rome make a lot more sense. They were out there cutting off titties in the fall of Rome.
In their games.
And their video.
they'll be surprised how much homosexuality
Here-
went
here-
during the
here it
times
is.
of the Roman times and all that time.
Here it is, Aaron. Dragon Age has magic. Even if you wanted to change your sex, wouldn't you just cast a spell to do it? Why would you have 21st century technology level surgery? What else will have the 21st century technology? Smartphones, pacemakers, wheelchairs.
Why else would Agatha have a phone?
Someone needs to tell all those orcs in like Return of the King that were like they had all this like stuff on them. They were like limping and stuff. You guys have magic. You can fix that.
Yeah, that's
You
the
don't have
thing I
to
don't
be-
understand. Look, there shouldn't be any scars. Literally, your characters can die and then they just wake back up, right? They go, oh, but then like fucking what's her name gets killed in Final Fantasy VII. Aerith gets killed. Your guy
Yeah.
can die 100 times. The Phoenix down, Aerith gets killed. It's like, oh, that's permanent. But
No,
why?
no Phoenix down for her.
They're just lazy.
No, because it's not supposed. It's a
Well, we
game.
could
It's-
technically bring her back, but it's a lot of work. Okay.
No, you can't bring her back. She's dead because what you're doing is a game. That's the game part of it. You have to separate the game part of it from the story part of it, right?
Yeah.
In order to make the story work, you got to pretend like the game part of it doesn't exist, right?
Yeah, you
Like-
can't start all over again.
Well, it's not just starting all over. It's like in the game, like even in Dragon Age, right? You can go in there and slay like 100 fucking of those zombies, whatever the fuck they call them.
Yeah.
Right? But when the story comes, it's like 3 of them bust through a door. You're like, your character's like, oh shit, it's 3 of the zombie guys, and you run, right? But then
Yeah.
10 minutes later, you're like fucking mowing down a whole fucking battalion of it because the story calls for you to do shit that doesn't
Yeah.
make sense with the game part of it, right? You're
Yeah.
literally you could kill a fucking dragon, but then there'll be like a cutscene where you're running from like a guy in armor. You're like, oh shit, there's a guy in armor.
Yeah. And that's not just in video games, that's in movies too, man. Like
Yeah.
All
You're
your
not-
deaths that are reversed by Phoenix Down are not considered canon.
You're so right. There's so many zombie games where it's like the cutscene is 3 zombies, and then the character says, "There's too many. We have to go." Like it's like you're
We
so
gotta
right.
go. There's like 3
There's
of
too
them.
many for 3 zombies. Always in the cutscene. Oh, yeah, you're so right.
oh,
He's got
I
a
played The
shotgun. He's
Walking
like,
Dead.
and then he can't shoot nothing. He's like, boom, misses. Like, oh no! He's like, the zombie's got the gun. He's like, oh, yeah, really? That's never happened in the game. I just I hit the B button when the zombie grabs the gun and it like pulls him off, right? Like, why don't you do that? Hit the B button. No, you got bit. Fuck. Now he's dead. All right, what else we got? This is a good one here. This is Matt Walsh. I don't know if you're familiar with Matt Walsh.
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
But he wants to tell you how to be a real man, a manly man. Matt Walsh faces
What?
backlash for suggesting adults should be embarrassed for taking medical leave. Says sick days are for
Oh my
kids,
god.
children. Look, I take off even when I'm not sick. Okay,
Yeah,
I
you
just
planned to
call
go all
off.
week.
When I
That's
don't feel like going to
American as
work,
fuck.
yeah, I pick up the phone and literally go, I don't feel like coming into work. And they're like, are you sick? I'm like, no. Didn't you hear the first part where I said I don't feel like coming in? And they go, okay. This comes to us from Sky News. A prominent American commentator has faced an onslaught of criticism after suggesting, quote, sick days are for children. And cashing in on medical leave as an adult is, quote, humiliating. Cashing in on medical leave. Guys, you get it. Why wouldn't you use it?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Matt Walsh, not all of us work in a cushy office where we get paid $200,000 a year to fucking speak into a microphone. Some people actually have physical jobs where their backs hurt and they get up and they're fucking tired.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? It's not worth it to go to work sick because I can barely breathe as it is. But then I also got to fucking pick up big fucking boxes right? To make sure that your fucking Amazon delivery gets to your house, Matt Walsh, right? Maybe some people are like, hey, it's not worth it.
99%. Okay, let me see this on Rotten Tomatoes.
What? What are you talking about? 99%.
The score.
Yeah, that is because it's just by people who watch it, no one who.
Yeah,
we're gonna get
but
to that.
you know.
We're gonna get to the movie, Aaron. But first,
Yeah.
American conservative commentator Matt Walsh has caused a stir for his controversial stance on sick leave, claiming adults who take the time off should be embarrassed.
Okay.
This will be unpopular, especially with younger. No, especially I think with every people, not younger people. Like old people are probably like, "What the fuck are you talking about, Matt?" Like we're the ones getting sick. Young people are not the ones getting sick. It's us, the old people, that are getting sick. But you shouldn't be using sick days. Walsh said in a recent episode of his podcast, "I've used sick days maybe twice in 7 years." You mean the 7 years that you've been a podcaster? Oh, poor baby. You don't have sick days when you roll out of bed.
He's his own boss too, right?
He's
He's his own boss.
Right? Oh my God. When you fucking walk 3 feet to your desk and then turn on your mic and you start talking into it, right?
He's his own boss, right?
Probably, Aaron.
Yeah, so that doesn't count. Sick days doesn't count if you're your own boss.
What is sick day when you're a boss?
No, everyone has, unless you're the owner, everyone has a boss technically, right? Just
Yeah,
always a
that's
guy
true.
above you.
Yeah.
Says, I've only used sick days maybe twice in 7 years. And in both of those cases, because I had lost my voice and I couldn't speak. Now, you can't blame me for that. It's impossible to do a podcast when you can't speak. It's impossible for me to lift boxes when my back fucking hurts, Matt Walsh. It's impossible for people to work when they're throwing up. Right?
Labor.
It's impossible for them for them to do
Labor.
labor jobs when they're fucking dying, right?
He's really trying to justify this too. I want to know what he did that got him sick. Because he's like, I gotta speak. You can't blame me for that. What do you want? Like,
Too much yelling. He did a bunch of yelling. And
What were you doing?
It's true.
You getting drunk or something?
too much sucking dick. He was sucking dick and hit the back of his throat.
Aw, that's not what I was implying.
That's what I'm implying. Fuck Matt
That's
Walsh.
what I was thinking too. I was gonna say something like that too.
Walsh said sick days were for, quote, kids in school who are trying to stay home so they don't have to take a test that day. With rare exceptions, taking a sick day as an adult should be pretty embarrassing for you. Calling your boss and saying, sorry, I can't come in today. My tummy hurts is humiliating. No one says that. I've never called my boss and said my tummy hurts. I said,
Yeah.
I'm not coming to work. I am sick.
I thought you were differentiating between kids and adults, and he's already like treating the kids like
I thought you
adults.
meant
Like,
I thought you meant taking sick days.
No, because what? No, he's trying to belittle people. He's trying to say that
Yeah.
you're not actually sick. That it's just you have a tummy ache. Your tummy hurts. That's why you can't come to work, right?
yeah, but
Because
it's also
real
like,
adults don't get
Does he-
sick. Real adults don't.
Does he
Real
understand
adults
that
suck it
he's-
up. Real adults suck it up and they go to work anyway. So if
Yeah.
you're being sick, it's because your tummy hurts. That's what Matt Walsh is trying to say. He's trying to make you feel bad. He's trying to be like, look, you're a fucking jackass for calling off.
so stupid. What do you have? Something contagious that takes down the whole damn company. Damn it! Come on.
Well, also remember, he probably doesn't think that COVID is real, so he's like, oh, there's no reason to ever miss work.
Yeah, but even a cold sucks sometimes.
A cold does suck, yeah, man. Like a cold is
Especially
annoying.
as you get older.
I will literally walk. I'll get dressed, be fully ready to go to work, open the door, and I was like, oh shit, it's drizzling. I'm not going to work. I'm sick.
Yeah.
I am now sick, guys.
Have you done that for a movie premiere yet?
I've
What,
done
recently?
stuff. I've
Frog Tony specifically?
I've
A movie premiere?
Yeah. Did you call off sick for like Deadpool or something?
No.
oh. I've skipped school for stuff I wanted to watch.
Yeah.
Pass. Like I've done that.
I've never
Sure, we
missed.
all have.
Look, I will miss work at the drop of a fucking hat. Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't do it to like, oh, I gotta go watch Deadpool or something. No.
No.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I could. Yeah.
I was just wondering if there's been a movie that you've done that recently. I guess not. Probably not since school or whatever. You had a part-time job or something.
It's just crazy to think that he would say some shit like this. Yeah.
No, it's not. He gets a
Yeah.
lot of engagement in Twitter. I'm assuming this is just one of those like.
Well, it was on his podcast. It wasn't even on Twitter. He said it.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah.
It says you need to be at work. Adults don't have time to be sick. See, adults don't have. You can't.
Nobody has time to be sick.
I need my Amazon packages, so you need to go to
Who
work.
has time to be sick?
I need all my things to be done. I need my fucking butlers butling. I need my fucking drivers driving. I need you guys working. That's what he's saying, basically. He's a rich fucking elitist who's like, hey, I need you fucking peasants to fucking make sure the economy's moving so I get all the shit I need. Right?
Yeah,
I need you to be behind the counter at fucking Burger King so I can get my fucking Whopper.
Your leg is bleeding from getting shot. Too bad. You're going to work.
Yeah. Walsh was responding to a recent study by Intelligent.com that found Generation Z were more likely to use up their sick days than older generations. Well, here's the other issue that fucking Matt Walsh doesn't understand, because Matt Walsh is a fucking elitist prick. A lot of companies now are not allowing you to save your sick days. Like I literally just had a meeting.
They want you to use
HR.
it.
Oh my God, Aaron, if you interrupt me again, I'm going to fucking strangle you.
I love you
I
guys.
literally had a meeting today with the HR where they're like, hey, you have 120 hours plus 2 floating holidays that you got to use by the end of the year. I literally have fucking 17 days that I need to take at some point. Not including all the days that I've called off a lot of fucking days. Okay? And not once have I technically, I've never actually used any of my sick days, right?
Yeah.
Or my vacation.
Right.
Yeah, they want you to use it. Yeah, they need you to.
Now they're putting all the vacation into like one pile. So it's like vacation, sick days, time off. It's all PTO now, right? At my job. And they're like, you got to use it all by the end of the year. So at some point, if I figure this out just right, I might be able to have like a month and a half off, because we usually get off from December 25th to the new year, right? Like we get off that week, and then like because there's like only a couple days, because we get the holiday for New Year, obviously the holiday for Christmas, and then the time in between is usually like, oh, there's only a couple of days of work, so they give us that off. So it's usually like a week or 2 weeks off. So if I can schedule it just right, I might be able to get like fucking like 6 or 7 weeks off, because I only work 4 days a week technically. So I might not have to go to work for like the last month of the year.
Hell yeah, just do a bunch of streams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I said I'm not doing any work for the last month. What part of it?
Oh, this is work now?
Hell yeah, this is work. Have you seen all the work I'm putting in on this?
Yeah, you are putting a lot of work into this. That's true.
But yeah,
Fortnite.
like I said, so in the old days, what you used to be able to do, and the reason why people would go to work sick, is you used to be able to just go to work, keep your sick days, and at the end of the year, they'd write you a check, right?
Yeah.
But companies don't want to be writing you checks. They rather just fucking just take your sick days, right?
And companies are so, right now, they're so on alert with respiratory viruses, like because of COVID over years has put companies on alert about employees getting back in the office and all that. So like, and now we're getting the season, right? The flu and stuff.
Yeah. The political commentator's remarks were featured on the progressive news commentary program, The Young Turks.
Oh, please.
With host Anna Kasparian and John Ladarola. Why is his name not capitalized? Or is that
Ladarola.
I?
Is that
no,
an
I think that's
I?
an I.
Yeah.
Iadora. What happened to Cenk? Cenk's not on the Young Turks no more?
No, he's doing like debate rotations on Piers and all this stuff. He's out there.
Blasting the podcaster. I don't want my coworker blowing up the bathroom with a tummy ache. Now you sit your ass at home and get better. This guy's insane, Kasparian said. I agree. Like, I don't want to go to work and like some guy just like fucking diarrheaed all over the fucking bathroom, right?
Yeah.
Or like threw up everywhere, or like in the middle. Like, could you imagine you're working? Because I'm the kind of person I will throw up. If I see you throw up, I will fucking throw up, right? So I don't need you to be like at the job and then like you throw up and then like now I'm throwing up and then like 6 other people are throwing up, and when I throw up a lot.
It's like Problem Child too.
It is, dude.
Everyone's just vomiting.
Like, I freeze. Like, like normal people will feel it coming up, right? And they'll be able to run to the bathroom or run to I don't. Like, when I throw up, I literally freeze in place and just fucking spew wherever I'm at. I literally like my kid at one point, we're at my mom's house, right? and my kid's throwing up in the bathroom and I could hear it, right? Mm-hmm. And it triggered in me, and I literally threw up all over the fucking coffee table.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm like, just right where I'm at, like. And my mom's like, "What the fuck?" I'm like,
"That sucks," because you can't help your kid either, because you know that's gonna happen too. That sucks.
Oh,
I feel
my
cool.
wife, my ex-wife used to hate
You just do it, just like, well, she takes like the toilet, you take the tub, right? You're just like, I got you.
No,
son."
I can't even
You know,
smell
hold-
it. Like if I smell vomit,
No, that's why you just vomit in the tub while she vomits in the toilet, so you could hold her hair up. It's good dad shit.
no. I just walk out of the house. You take care of that. I'll be back later. Let me know how it went.
You put a diaper on her head.
Make sure you spray.
Oh, no.
You spray everything. I gotta put headphones in and just spray all around me, like light a candle. I am actually very judgmental towards people who are like, quote, I'm going to be super inconsiderate of everyone else around me to pander to my boss and come into the office when I should be at home and not spreading my illness to everyone else.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, I agree with her.
Senior researcher at Media Matters, Jason Campbell, posted a clip of Walsh making the divisive comments on X, which then received more than 20 million views, with thousands taking the comments to voice their shock. Many pointing out the isolated nature of working as a podcaster compared to offices bustling with people. I love how it's still like this argument between like people who are in offices and fucking Matt Walsh. Like us normal people down here, like blue collar jobs, are still like what the fuck? Like, what about us? Like,
Yeah.
if my job was podcast, I wouldn't call out sick either. Yeah. Says like actually, man, I've called off sick like doing streams. I've canceled streams, like just not doing it. Says a guy that makes millions from monetized posts. When one has something contagious, one ought to stay away from people. This means that in some professions, taking a sick day or few is necessary. It's good you recognize that your job is easy enough that you don't need to call off sick.
Because Mel doesn't care about anybody but himself. That's why.
No, because again, he's a guy who fucking works by himself in a fucking one room with a fucking microphone. Of course,
You think he really thinks this and it's not like rage baiting?
No, I'm sure he thinks this because he's an elitist prick. They all think shit like this.
Look at that. Sure.
Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I don't know.
Do you think what's her name was like the let him eat cake chick? Do you think she was just saying that to piss off the common folk? You know, just piss off the common folk. Let him eat cake. No, she literally believed that shit. And then they cut her fucking head off. You know, not that I'm not advocating. I don't want anyone to connect the two ideas and think that I want Matt Walsh's head cut off. Right?
No.
Yeah, Matt Walsh never had a real job. Exactly, Ruby.
Yeah, he's not like Dusty Rhodes. Hard times.
All right. Speaking of Matt Walsh, we got one more thing to go over on the Matt Walsh front. This is from the Hollywood Reporter. One writer dares to review, quote, "Am I racist?" Though the anti-DEI film from conservative media site The Daily Wire has become one of the highest grossing docs of the past decade, top entertainment outlets have declined to review it until now. Guest columnist
Jeremy
Stein,
Johns, I guess. Biggest YouTuber.
Aaron, what did I say? What did I say, Aaron? I will choke you through the fucking stream.
Choke me.
I will reach through the fucking screen to grab you. Okay?
Thank God I'm in the way.
Ventures to a not-so-packed theater in Burbank and tries to keep an open mind. Okay, first off, I haven't seen this movie, but I will say it's fucking bullshit. Okay? I will 100%, I will stake my fucking reputation on it. It is bullshit. You know why it's bullshit? Because all fucking documentaries are fucking bullshit. I don't know if you know this.
What about
documentaries? Reality TV is also bullshit. Guys, documentaries are just movies with real people. Okay, they're not actually document. When you hear the word documentary, you think, "Oh, this is a accurate reporting of the actual facts of what happened in the situation." Right? You think it's a guy with a camera who goes out and literally documents everything and then presents that to you. That's not what it is. What it is a guy with a camera who goes out and then films a bunch of shit and then edits it that only the shit he wants you to see is then shown.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So Matt Walsh can go up to 1,000 people and say, "Hey, do you like blacks?" And 990 of them will be like, "We love blacks." And then 10 of them will say, "We hate blacks." And then he'll present those 10 people as if that was what the majority of the 1,000 said, right?
Yeah.
And even
all the time.
Even like, go ahead.
Michael Moore does this shit too. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say even like the documentary filmmakers will sort of like if you're like hearing them talk about it in interviews, they will say that they feel like they were finding the movie or the doc in the edit. They talk about this all the time, yeah.
Because they're trying to tell a story.
They're trying to find the narrative, yeah.
I mean, this goes back way back. Even nature documentaries, guys. I don't know if you know this, but the reason that we think lemmings are stupid and will follow other lemmings to their death is because Walt Disney shot a documentary where they fucking chuck lemmings over a fucking cliff. They literally were chucking. They're literally throwing these little fucking creatures over a cliff, going,
Oh my
"Look, they're following each other to their deaths." And it killed hundreds of fucking lemmings and put it on
Oh
film
my-
and then showed it to children. And were like, "See, lemmings are stupid." Yeah,
Oh
they're
my
stupid for
God.
letting you grab them and throw them over
Well,
a fucking cliff.
Disney
Lord.
is an evil corporation.
Disney savage.
Literally, like you can look up like the history of like all those like old Walt Disney nature documentaries.
I'm sure. No, the animal
Oh, yeah.
stuff was crazy back in the day. Like, you know.
Well, I'm saying like a lot of the things that we think are based on those documentaries, and they're 100% fabricated in order to
Yeah.
because animals are boring. Let's face it, most of the time animals are boring.
Yeah.
They ain't doing shit. right?
Yeah.
So you gotta like spice it up. Hey, go fucking slap that goat, and then he'll like hit the other goat, right? Like throw that one fucking
Throw that snake at that goat.
Yeah, throw that snake at the fucking
Go
bear
piss
and then see what happens.
Yeah, go piss off that bear over there.
Those poor interns that have to do all that.
For whatever reason, there are films that we in the entertainment media failed to notice. In the case of the documentary "Am I Racist?", that whatever reason is that we're liberals. Not one mainstream media company reviewed the film. The first theatrical release from Ben Shapiro's conservative media company, The Daily Wire, which has been in the top 10 for 2 weeks. So the Hollywood Reporter enlisted someone who doesn't care if he loses all his friends.
Oh
That
my
person
Lord.
was me. He's really building this up. I like this. He's building a narrative in his coverage. Even more surprising than the fact that Am I Racist has grossed more than $9 million, making it one of the 40 highest grossing docs ever, is the fact that the 14th highest grossing theater for the film was the AMC 16 in Burbank. So on Thursday, I went to see who in Burbank, a town where 70% of the voters chose Joe Biden in 2020, would show up to see the film. I chose the latest showing possible, which was 2:20 p.m.
I feel like we're going through a stealth mission. What the
Yeah. I over smiled at the Latinx ticket seller while nervously asking for one ticket to Am I Racist? He seemed unfazed. It's his job. What do you think he was going to
Yeah,
like? Fuck you,
Yeah.
fucking white man.
This is a mission. Like he goes
Yeah.
like everything. I love this.
I wonder if he
has,
had like shades on and like one of those like hats and a trench coat, like he's going to like some shady like
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
porno
yeah.
theater. Right? He's
And
like,
that
"Let me
person
get one
was me."
ticket to Am I Racist?
The-
No, don't put it on my credit card. They're gonna know. Here, can't show me.
Yeah.
Don't
Yep.
say my name.
Yeah. He does not say my name here. Shut
That's
up. Quiet.
funny.
Be quiet.
He
They're
seemed
watching.
unfazed. Which made me a little less worried that when I handed that ticket to the Asian woman.
Oh my
Why are you
Lord.
Why are you noticing what these people are?
Yeah.
You're
You're pretty. Yeah.
He said the theater too. He's like racially doxing in a way. I don't know what the hell's going on here.
Was he like? Did he remember this, or did he write it down? Like, hold on, lady, are you Asian? You look Asian. I gotta make sure I'm writing a review on this movie. I'm gonna East
Yeah.
Asian. Okay. A woman who directed me to Theater 6, which was completely empty, other than a can of beer left behind by an audience member at the noon screening.
I don't believe it.
Right before the film started, 5 people scattered throughout the theater: an old white man, a younger white woman, and 3 generations of Latinx family, none of whom I would guess would want to be called Latinx. Probably.
Good job.
I don't think anyone wants to be called Latinx. I don't.
Good job.
The film is a Borat-style comedy in which podcaster Matt Walsh. First off, if this walked up to me, this right here, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. No, I'm saying you can just tell this is not a good disguise. Like this is
No.
like someone in disguise. It's like, dude, you're obviously wearing a fake fucking wig, right? Like, get the fuck out of here.
He has to make it funny somehow. Yeah, I don't think people would know who he was, even if he didn't have
Yeah,
that.
but either
He
way,
looks
it's like
exactly
if
the
someone
same.
came up to you like wearing a goofy outfit, you'd be like, dude, I don't want to be in your documentary. That's obviously you're doing something, right? I don't want to be part of this. Like the people in the Borat thing, they thought he was real when they found out like that it was all like a movie. They
Yeah.
tried to sue him because
Yes.
of the whole like seeing like throw the Jews down the well or whatever.
The
Yeah.
country, I think, tried to sue
Okay,
him, right?
can I could steelman this. I could steelman this.
Okay.
He's doing, I believe, meetings with like DEI, people that are, into like the that sort of that area, right? So what if like he did that thinking that they would think he's he has some kind of special needs, right? That he's like, he looks ridiculous or something like that he has to like cover up. Maybe that was like his intention, like he has to look kind of, quote unquote fake, right? Because he's like doing this DI expose, right? I don't know. I don't know.
Bronco guy says the lady he
Terrible
interviewed
steelman.
is-
Sorry.
The lady he interviewed in this made a statement saying how bad his disguise was, but she still took the money. Then she deleted her. I think he deleted her.
She took the money and ran. Good for her. He's like, oh, it's fake. Okay, give me that. How much was he getting? Like, how much was she getting paid?
Probably a good chunk.
Yeah.
Right before the film. Oh, okay, we read that. The film is a Borat-style comedy, which podcaster Matt Walsh puts on a disguise and tells subjects he's documenting his anti-racist journey in a movie. Though never revealed in the doc, he reportedly told his marks his film would be called Shades of Justice. His disguise consists of a man bun wig and skinny jeans. I cannot believe that this is what he thinks a liberal wears in 2024. I was surprised he didn't carry around a latte and a plate of sushi or some avocado toast. Though we got a couple of chuckles from my 4 fellow audience members, Walsh lacked some of the skills of a comedian, such as being funny.
Aw.
That was good. That was a good one. I don't know who this guy is who wrote it, but that was a fucking zinger.
Yeah.
Just being funny.
He's a mellow, confident presence, which keeps everything too even-keeled. He does occasionally land some solid jokes. When an anti-racist seminar focusing on grief begins by asking attendees to introduce themselves with the weirdest compliment they've ever received, Walsh offers, "I've been complimented on a number of black friends I have. It's 17." But most of the time, his comedy is a mimeograph of comedy. The way that a bad mafia movie is based on other mafia movies instead of real criminals, Am I Racist feels like a comedy made by an alien who's seen comedies. There's an ironic slow clap. Plates are dropped. He fake cries. I mean, if you've seen Lady Ballers, you know they don't know fucking comedy over at the fucking Daily Wire, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Ben Shapiro is a good talking Jew. He's not a funny Jew, right? They didn't get any funny Jews at the Daily Wire. They got movie making Jews. They didn't get funny Jews. You got to get funny movie making Jews.
Well, yeah. They're in the they're comedy. Real.
In Walsh's defense, what Sacha Baron Cohen does is really hard. He's a professional actor. Most of the time, Cohen himself doesn't succeed. Bruno, the Dictator. I like the Dictator. I thought the Dictator was good.
I love
Bruno,
the Dictator.
not so much.
I thought Bruno was so wild. I have to respect it. I was kind of shocked with it.
Dictator was funny. Yeah, I liked it. Which one was the one where the whole country was going to go after, like Sacha Baron Cohen was?
No, that was.
That was. Yeah.
No, that wasn't a Dictator.
It wasn't Borat itself. Like
it was Borat. Yeah,
what was it?
he said he was from Kazakhstan
country.
Yeah. Because it's a real country, and he was like making fun of it.
Dictator is the one who went after like Pamela Anderson, right? To be his wife or something. I was like,
something like that.
To be.
Even when his films work, he leaves a lot of scenes on the cutting room floor. Walsh seems more conservative with the cutting. Reenacting actor Jesse Smollett's fake hate crime didn't go anywhere. Getting 20 people to sign a petition to rename the Washington Monument the George Floyd Monument felt soft, because getting 20 people to sign any petition is easy. His interview with the woman who sued Sesame Place for racial discrimination when a character
what
didn't.
What the hell is Sesame Place?
It's like a Sesame Street thing. You don't remember this
place?
I haven't.
Yeah. Okay.
I heard
so
of
you
the
know
street.
So you know how you got like inside, like say Disneyland, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got like, this is like the Sesame Street section. It's called like Sesame Place. Right?
Okay, cool.
And so this lady went and like her son was like trying to get a high five, and the character didn't high five, and so she was like, he only did that because he was black, and the guy's like, no, I didn't see him because he was like, you think that the mask is like looking at you, right? But where the person's actual eyes are like lower than the mask because of the way the head is and stuff, right? So he was looking like, or like over, it was like one of the two, right? So basically the guy was like looking past the kid, so he didn't see the kid, but like the mask made it look like he was seeing the kid. So the mom overreacted. And of course he jumped to like, oh, he didn't high five my kid because my kid's black, and he high fived the other kids because kids are white.
Yeah.
Right. That was like a while ago. For racial discrimination, when a character didn't high five her black kids, was so ineffective, it would have gotten him fired from the Daily Show. However, I mean, that should be like a fucking slam dunk, right? You go in there, like, this lady's already like all fucking amped up, and you just like feed into her fucking thing, right? And you get that, like, look how crazy she is, right? Like, into the delusion.
I'm sorry. He interviewed her?
Yeah, for this documentary.
Okay, well that's the thing, because if he paid people, like, I don't know.
People. He was
'cause
telling
that's the
people
thing,
it was
like,
a
I've
documentary for something else.
I've learned this from another documentary, but it's like normally in documentaries you want to like actually get to the people, but if you're like doing this, if you're paying them, they're gonna sit there stone face for whatever you're doing, like because they're like getting paid, right? You're not really getting the real person's reaction in a way.
Yeah,
you know?
that and because, like I said, he was telling them that he's doing something else. So if I said, "Hey, I'm making a documentary about like raptors," right? So I want to interview you because I want to talk to people who present as raptors on the internet, right? So he's like, "Oh yeah, like hey, I'm paying, because I don't want to waste your time, so I'll give you, what is it like, $15 an hour is minimum wage, so I'll give you $30 for an hour of your time, right?"
Yeah,
that's the incentive for you to sit down with me. But actually, the interview is it's not about raptors. People presenting at raptors. It's actually called weirdos on the internet. You didn't know, like, oh, actually, the documentary is weirdos on the internet trick you, right? But if the interview is boring, right? Yeah. If I don't get you to say weird shit, then that's what I feel like.
And it's gonna be boring because what he's paying is these corporations to give him like seminars. So it's like they're gonna just sit there and it's like I'm getting like and just he's dealing with corporate people. Like I
deal with this all the time, right? Like I'll say wild shit at my job, and like every once in a while my boss will chuckle, but like the fucking like HR lady or something will be like, yeah, I'm not really supposed to laugh at that, right? Like yeah, that's funny, but if I laugh, that's my ass. So it's like, like you said, they'll be stone faced. So he probably was like acting up in the DEI seminars, right? But they're trained to not like respond to that.
Exactly.
Shit, so like,
yeah, that's funny. And he's not getting into the core of any of like why they're doing what they're doing. They're just sitting like they're giving the seminar that they do. Right.
Well, I think the point he was trying to show was like, look, they're actually racist in the other direction, right?
Sure.
I think that's what he was trying to say. However, Walsh does gain access to the prominent DEI experts he hopes will embarrass themselves, and they largely comply. He gets Robin DiAngelo, author of White Fragility, to give his black cohort $30 out of her wallet as reparations. He is a waiter at a Race to Diner event hosted by Regina Jackson and Sorrel Rowe, where white women pay to be yelled at and definitely get their money worth. When he isn't doing irreverent,
I might want to see this plates, actually.
like what? Overfilling water glasses,
you can probably
and getting
man.
And gets out of his way, his subjects do indeed skewer themselves. He also often succeeds at making DEI instructors seem like grifters. DiAngelo got $15,000 for being in the documentary. The Sesame Place mom $50,000. The Race to Dinner host got $5,000. Walsh even got people to pay to attend a DEI seminar he puts on, the Do Work Workshop, which concludes with him handing out whips so attendees can self-flash.
Hell yeah.
After the film, I talked to fellow audience members, Lucretia Lyon, a stand-up comic and podcaster who had heard about the movie when Walsh was interviewed on Adam Carolla's podcast. In addition to being interested in the topic, she came because she's a member of AMC's Stubbs A-List, which allows members to see 3 movies a week. I was surprised how funny it was, said Lyon. A Borat fan, she thought Walsh nailed the undercover bitch. The narcissism was amazing to watch, she said about the many DEI instructors who bragged about their superior sensitivity to racial issues, all of whom were women, which mirrored the reason Lyon didn't ask any of her friends to come. A lot of girls aren't going to be interested in this, she said. The Latinx family.
Oh, I kind of feel bad for her. She was there by herself.
Well, she was the other lady. There was a concern that perhaps cameras in the lobby could record what they said. But as they left me, the youngest, wearing sunglasses, long hair, and a bearded necklace, whispered, "Vote red." The poorly disguised woke impersonators, I feared, might be everywhere. So it seems like it's a crappy movie. It's a crappy documentary. Piss poor attempt. Nice try, but you're not a comedian. Like, it feels like from the description, like he wanted it to be a comedy, but he's not a comedian, so it doesn't work on that level.
No,
and it doesn't work on a documentary level because obviously,
you gotta be naturally funny too.
Documentaries are obviously skewered in a certain direction. But it sounds like the bits where he lets the people just be themselves. Like if you would just let more DEI people just be themselves and then record it, it probably would have been a better indictment of the whole DEI thing.
It seems like what the people were most interested in, or the best parts of the documentary.
Yeah. All right. We got one more thing we're gonna cover.
Game Awards. Game Awards.
The real Game Awards. The real. And here's why I want to cover this, because obviously this is the real Game Awards. We talked about this on the channel before. We've talked about this plenty of times. But guys, this is the real Game Awards. Stuttering Craig wants you to give him money. Okay? Give him money so you can vote on real Game Awards. There's memberships, okay? There's a $5 support, $15. But if you want to nominate and vote, it's $30.
How about no?
Wait, it's not you can't nominate and vote with 5? Damn.
No. 5 is just
Damn.
The Grifter Awards. The Grifter Awards.
15 is
Whoa.
to support and possibly suggest. Right? But to nominate and vote, you have to pay at least $30. Okay. To get an award show ticket, to get a ticket to the award show that doesn't exist yet. They said this year is not going to be a physical location.
How?
It's going to
be the warehouse.
They said maybe they're going to get a location next year, possibly. They're not even sure. But you could pay $150 to possibly go to
don't have a venue,
show.
Right? Like, how can they? Like, what the?
Well, they don't have anything. Who's going to attend? We've talked about this before. I can't just hold an award show and go, hey, all the people at Sony, I'm holding an award show. Would you attend? Oh, no, you don't? No? Okay. Well, thanks. Can you give me the number to the WB Montreal? Oh, you hung up? Okay, sorry.
This sounds
Nintendo.
Like
hey, Nintendo, would you like to? Oh, you don't want to? Oh,
it sounds like a guy who's just gonna sucker.
Tommy Tellerico, you want to come to an award show? You do.
I think it sounds like a guy who's gonna sucker simps.
They get him to present award. He wins.
Money. He's gonna Tony. He's gonna pull Tommy Tellerico, sucker simps in, get all that money, and just go to like the Cayman Islands.
Well, he's already doing that, Aaron. That's the whole point of covering this. Because if you notice, there's an update section, right? Obviously, this is a real thing that Stuttering Craig is putting a lot of work into, right? So I'm going to hit the update section. There's going to be a ton of updates. He's going to talk about all the progress he's making, all the things that are going on, the people he's contacted, the studios that are on board, the sponsors, the venues that they've been. It's going to be laid out. I'm going to hit updates. I'm going to be blown away by the amount of work that he's put into this. I'm going to be looking stupid, right? That's what I'm going to hit that. Boom. Updates. Tony, you're a fucking idiot. You don't
go take your L's. Right? Take your L's. Take it.
I'm here to take my L's. I'm going to take my L's. So I'm going to hit the updates. Take my L's. Updates. Oh, we got two. Two updates. The first update was from July 8th. Where he was talking about category suggestion thread. Okay. And then September 11th update was category nominations closed this Friday. They didn't even put an update 7 days after the Friday that it closed. There wasn't even an update. Hey guys,
that is the update. That is the update.
This update is telling you Friday. So on September 11th.
Yeah, I told you Friday. You don't need to update on Friday.
Yeah,
I told you.
No, you don't. Because you go, hey, they're closed, and these are the nominated. This is what won, all right? These are what was nominated, right? These are the categories that have been nominated. A list of categories that have been nominated after it's been closed, right? It's been closed since the Friday after September 11th. So what was September 11th? September 11th was a Wednesday, right? So this has been closed for 7, 8, not like 11 days, something like that.
There was a glitch in the system. Somehow Dustborn got in there, and they have to
I think
reformulate.
Well, here's the greatest part. Look, the first fucking update, the category suggestion, 2,331 views. The second update, 151 views. Guys,
I'm doing better.
The audience.
And 2 comments.
It's
10 fucking likes.
2 comments.
They know.
41 likes. 2 comments.
They know.
10. Guys, what happened? What are the 2 comments? This is retarded. Comments.
Greg,
you
it's mom.
have to get the Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton guy to give the award. That would be that would be so good. Yeah, they then get Keeley to clean the toilet. Guys, they're gonna get Jeff Keeley to clean the toilet. It's a real award show. Got him. And the guy that who the kid that went there and like he snuck on stage. We're gonna get that. That'd be so cool if we got that kid to like present. Yeah,
it's when Greg read that comment because Greg's been around, right? He's been around. He knows the score. When
Greg is an OG of fucking YouTube
exactly.
He was fucking
so when Greg read that comment, he was like, "Oh no!" He's just like, and he gave up. It was the Keeley that comment killed him. That killed everything. He's like, "This is what I'm dealing with." All right. I'm out.
So he's got voting members. So he's getting a bunch of money. He's been getting money Remember the
Yeah.
memberships. If we go back to the memberships, right? That's $30 every year. We don't know how many. We have no idea.
I want to know.
But we can assume. Let's just assume, right? We're gonna do some assumptions here. Let's say 150. Let's say the views, the 152 views are from all voting members. Obviously, there would be the people most interested in this, right? Because they paid money, they want to vote. So 152 times 30. He got $4,560. Guys, that's nowhere near what you need to put on a fucking award show.
No.
Okay.
No.
It's going to be an award stream.
That's not even like a 5% chance.
All right, let's read this update because I'm sure, again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this update, which is only a minute read, right? It's only a minute to read this. Thank you for letting me know how long I should take to read this. Hello, voting members. We've been busy behind the scenes, and I wanted to give you a heads up that the category nominations for the Real Game Awards will officially close this Friday. If you haven't submitted your nominations yet, now is your last chance to have a say in what makes the cut. Here's a link to that thread to get your nominations. Oh, so there's a thread. Let me see. Oh, that was the other. That was the July 8th update. This link was to the other update.
Oh, a buffoon.
Oh, damn. I have to subscribe to keep reading this exclusive post. I'm not going to do that, guys.
Wow.
I can't read the other post, but in October, we'll finalize 25 categories based on your nominations. This year, we're featuring 20 best of categories from Game of the Year to Best Indie. Well, you just told me that you're going to have 25 categories based on our nominations.
Yeah.
But you're also having 45 categories?
I don't.
That's a category you could choose to categorize, I guess. Because it says from 2, so it's like between those two.
From
Like,
Game of the Year.
it's a spectrum of
Best Indie.
categories we could choose from. It's
And
great.
we're adding 5
It's a
words.
spectrum. It's like gender.
Yeah, it's a spectrum of categories that you
Yeah.
can choose
And
from.
adding 5 worst of categories to recognize the moments and games that suck.
Oh, you
Oh,
know
yeah.
that's the big one.
Razzies.
That's the
Oh,
biggest one. That's what they want. That's the biggest one, and that's actually probably what they'd probably get the most excitement and anticipation and the most
Yeah.
engagement. Like that's the one they want. That's the one because
Yeah,
they
no
just
one
hate on
don't
games.
care. I don't
You don't think so? You don't think they'll hate on
No,
like
because the whole point of the Real
two girls
Game Awards, the
kissing
whole
and shit,
point,
and they're just
no, because the point of the gaming, like everyone's like, oh, the Game Awards are so fake. The games that should win don't win, right? So
yeah.
we're gonna they go, don't waste your time with all the other shit, right? They're mad about the celebrities, they're mad about all the other shit that's not
Virtue
gaming and
signaling.
all the ads and all that, right? The virtue signaling and Jordan Peele coming out and talking his nonsense, right? They don't want none of that. So we're gonna waste your time by telling you which games suck. You know which games suck. That's why they're not nominated for anything good.
Yeah.
What's the worst game of the year? Oh, that one. Okay,
And
we
I
all know
bet
that.
you- but
You've been complaining about
I
that game
bet
for the
you
last
that'll be
fucking
their
10
biggest
months.
category. I bet you that'd be their
If-
biggest
if-
category.
here's the thing.
I bet you. I just know it.
You're right, guys. If the game, they have 5 worst categories, and they say this is the worst game, that means the game is good. It's the best game.
I don't
Because
know
like
about that.
I think about like the scenes from
them.
like Last of Us 2 and stuff, like how like people wanted to see like streamers like react to like the scenes that they hated the most and wanted to
I
see,
want them
oh,
to be
that
like,
sucked."
what worst gay kiss, and then they could like argue about like, no, see, actually, this gay kiss is a lot worse because that one had tongue, that one was just moist.
That's
It was
great.
Yeah,
on the
they
lips.
analyze
See that
that.
gay
Yeah,
kiss?
they
They're
should
gonna like
analyze all
analyze it.
That'd be awesome.
We
Icky-
sat
It'd
down
be
and
called
watched.
Ickiest too. Ickiest gay kiss.
We sat down and watched all the gay kisses in video games.
So you don't
We
have to.
analyzed it. Yeah, so you don't have to. We analyzed them after 10 excruciating hours and a lot of fucking baby oil. We came to a conclusion, guys. Here's your winner.
You won't believe number one.
Once the categories are set, we'll be working with you to scale down the nominees in October and November. With voting will begin. Guys. Why is everybody fucking illiterate? With voting to begin in December.
I hate to say it, but gamer.
Voting will be. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, that's horrible grammar.
You know, they could have just put scale down the nominees in October, November, comma, voting will begin in December. We didn't
Yeah.
need the width. The width is what's throwing everything on the sentence off.
Yeah.
You'll get the chance to support your favorite games, developers, and studios. Whether you want to cheer for the most innovative design or call out the biggest disappointment, your votes, and only your votes, will determine the winners. Oh man, guys, could you imagine if some fucking DEI company just spent a shitload of money to get a whole bunch of $30 fucking paying members to vote for their game to win,
Yeah,
and then you guys all look like stupid jackasses?
Yeah.
Because mob rule is what you're saying, and it only takes $30 to be part of the mob, right? So let's say if I am a jackass who wants to just crash the game awards, right? I want my game to win. I'll pay fucking $3,000. That's 1,000 fucking that's 100 votes. No problem. 100 votes.
Do you see your faces meltdown? Hell yeah.
Yeah. Mark your calendars for late January 2025, when the real Game Awards will celebrate the gaming highlights and lowlights of the past year. Now get your nominations in before Friday and stay tuned for more details on voting and the award show itself. Oh, man. But who's on their board? Let's look at their board. Guys, this is their board. Meet their board. Stuttering Craig, DJ Cobra, Cabrudos. You know Cabrudos. He did that list of DEI companies. Surely that qualifies him to be on a board. And Mark,
he didn't miss that pigeon game. So yeah, for sure, he's got eyes of a tiger.
Oh, the experts.
And coming soon. And more members. This has been literally their board since the beginning. The more coming soon has been there since inception.
You don't think? You know what? This is not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen at all.
No, they're
going to be a cheap stream, but I don't even think that's going to happen. Like they're just going to forget.
They should have. It should just be a digital. Hey, there shouldn't be any fucking give us money shit. It should just be, hey, we're going to do this thing where we all get together. Like I got all the guys in this fucking sphere, the Griftosphere, all got together. We're going to nominate a bunch of shit. We're going to have an award. We're going to have Jeremy do one. He's going to present one. We'll bring in Quartering to present an award. We'll bring in fucking Eric July to present fucking award, right? And we'll all just have fun. And we'll have a real game award where we're all just having fun and it's a party and blah, 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 right? Online digital thing. And we'll sell $1. It's $1 to be like watch it, like for digital tickets or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because 100% no fucking studio is going. You're going to present awards to who? But and now here comes Aaron World Order to accept the award for best game because the studio doesn't want to fucking
no,
show
but
up.
To go off with what you were saying, Tony, is you'll have certain channels represent the game. So it's like you have like if let's say Ryan Cannell loved what was the last Dark Souls one? If you like that one, then if Dark Souls,
Elden Ring.
Yeah, exactly. If Elden Ring wins and Ryan Cannell accepts the award, does something funny, they could make it fun. You're right. They could technically make it fun.
But they're not going to because they're not. Fucking guys
and you said it. You said it as like I was still being cynical. It's like you could still charge people this stuff just for the stream, and still make it like someone. They're not even going to do that. You said to do it free. I'd say like still keep your grifts going, but you don't. The least amount of effort is just like doing a.
No, I know. Here's the thing. Jeff Keighley doesn't charge me to fucking watch his award show. Jeff Keighley doesn't charge me to vote. Right?
Absolutely.
Their argument is actually see what it is it's a bunch of magazines and it's a bunch of fucking critics, and critics are wrong. So the critics are voting, and their votes matter more because the fan vote is only one, and then the critics are the other 5. So it's whatever the majority is, right? So your vote really doesn't matter because unless there's a tie, the fan vote doesn't really have any sort of impact, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, always the wrong game always loses, right? The wrong game always wins, and it's always some DEI shit. And it's always corporate, blah blah blah. So we're gonna do it the right way by charging you a bunch of money to vote.
Yeah.
And show up to
and using that idea of like money is what makes it. No, don't you see? That's like that's what makes it safe. That's like a gateway against that bullshit. It's like what? It's like,
but it's not a gateway because charging me to vote again. There's nothing stopping me.
No, not a gateway. I'm saying like a gate against what they think is infiltrating the game awards. They think the money is like, don't you see? It's a game. That means we're treating it serious. We're gonna have the right precautions. All this stuff. Like, it's like what? Why? How does that work?
Here's the thing. He thought that this was going to make him a shit ton of money, and when it did it, he just kind of like, I can't not do it because I said I was going to do it. So I'm going to put as little fucking effort into it as possible, right? Yeah. He barely talks about it. You haven't heard anything about it in fucking weeks, months, right? He did it one fucking. There's 2 updates right?
Yeah. And like I said, he saw the comment section. It's like, why am I even going to put effort into bullshit anyway?
Yeah.
151 people.
Like it was like a
douchebags.
slow decay of like, okay, maybe we aren't going to go to a warehouse. Okay, maybe we're not going to do this. And then little by little, it's just like, all right, whatever.
And what's going to happen, man? If this award show doesn't go off, is he going to give back? Are they going to give back the money?
No, they're not going to give back anything.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know that 100%. No one's giving anything back. They'll just say, "Oh, we tried, or we couldn't afford it." Oh, they'll do some little rinky-dink thing like, "Oh, this is all we could do." Here's fucking like 3 fucking streamers and a guy with a fucking sparklers, right? Oh, Game Award, yay!
They just do a let's play of the game.
Yeah,
Like,
Game
it's like,
Award.
what the
We're gonna own the Volk, yay!
We're playing
because again, you got to imagine the whole point of like some of their arguments, right? Some of the arguments that people make against Keeley's Video Game Awards, right? The VGAs is like, oh, they don't give time for like actual developers to go up there and give speeches, right? Like we're listening to fucking the voice of Kratos, but the actual developer guy, he just goes up, grabs his award, and they rush him off stage, right? He should get time to talk about it, thank his family and stuff, right? But here's the thing. That guy's not interesting, right? The voice of Kratos, that guy's interesting. I want to hear that guy talk, right? The little dorky developer guy who's like, oh, I want to thank my mom and dad for getting me my first PC. It was really hard doing the crunch. I don't give a shit about any of that, right? No one cares about that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't give a shit about any of that.
Nobody cares.
You're absolutely right, because they've tried this before, and the fact of the matter is, Keeley knows, like, his whole thing is entertainment and also just getting sponsors and also just getting seen. He understands, and like, he's in my opinion, the Game Awards for me is for trailers, right? Like that's, so it's like at that point, he's like doing anything he can to make games kind of like relevant and have this moment to shine, whether or not awards mean
look at the
anything.
Oscars. The Oscars do the same shit. The Oscars will go, hey, here's all these categories no one cares about. We took care of that before the fucking Oscars even started, right? Like
yeah.
But
He's
again,
doing what needs to get done. Yeah.
These guys want to put on an award show.
Last year, man, they didn't even have people go up for some awards. It's just out of the envelope. Yeah.
Well, because that's what you need to do. But here's the thing: the complaint is that the real people aren't winning. So if that's the complaint, right? The complaint is people that should be winning aren't winning. Then just have an open vote and then announce winners and then be done with it. You don't need a show. You don't need a stream. You don't need to fucking charge people money. None of that needs to be done to go, look, the official Geeks and Gamers fucking video game awards. You're a member of the fucking channel. There's the vote. There's a little fucking link. There's the vote. What game do you want to see win game of the year? We'll even do it week to week. We'll go, here's every game, right? Here's like all the top games, right? In like a fucking like Super Bowl fucking Sweet 16 situation, right? Until we narrow it down every week to the top 2, right? And you can even like make it interesting, like week 1 of the Game Awards. These are the top 16 games for best game of the year, and go through it, right? And every week it's being whittled down, and you can do like a fucking season of it. But no, none of these guys have any fucking clue how to entertain, right? They just want to fucking bitch and moan.
Exactly.
And so they're going to do this. And again, no developers showing up. They're not even going to, the people that they're saying they want to represent, those fucking put upon devs and those people that don't get time to talk. None of those people are showing up anyway. So what the fuck? You're not helping them. You're not getting any celebrities. You're not getting any fucking sponsors. You're not getting any game trailers. Why would I fucking watch a real Game Award, right? What is the hook? Oh, because I like Stuttering Craig? No, I don't like Stuttering Craig. He's a fucking asshole.
No, but they can't even do what they want to do, because like the whole reason why they're doing this, because they like shitting. They like being negative towards the current game thing. There's no like, how do you do a game award with what you are trying to sell? What your brand is the negativity, the woke shit, all this shit. And it's like, okay, now you're gonna like, so what it comes down to is like, okay, you're gonna have presenters make jokes. These guys aren't comedy writers. So it's like, I think all this stuff started really hitting them. I was like, what exactly are we presenting? We're not going to have the opportunity to do what our brand is, which is shitting on woke. Like we're trying to celebrate games because we virtue signal that's what we do.
They don't know how to celebrate games.
Yeah, exactly. They virtue signal that's what they do, but they don't know, like, that's not what people are there for. And so maybe they had it in their heads where they weren't really thinking about the details of it. It's like, yeah, this is a way to stick it to them. Just as an idea, sort of like, oh, you're throwing a party, I'll throw a better party, blah, 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 but they're not. once you get down to wanting to put everything together to throw
I'll
a
have
better
my
party,
own game awards with blackjack and hookers, and you're like,
it's just
oh.
like it's just a fuck you. You just wanted to say fuck you, and you said the stupid shit instead. You know, it's like okay, now you got to put up, and you see the work that comes
in the
with it.
basement smoking weed, going, man, what if we did our own game awards? Like, yeah, and then they woke up and they still went with the idea instead of going, wait a minute, that was a stupid idea when we were fucking high. We shouldn't tell anyone about this idea. They told people. Now they're stuck. I think now they have to do it, and it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, because they don't want to do this. They want to fucking trash woke shit. They would like it's like, oh man, Concord came out. Fuck, we have to think about the Game Awards instead of like this richness that Concord is giving everyone right now. We have to think of the Game Awards, and they just stopped. It's like, no, fuck it.
Yeah, like I said, this is going nowhere. I don't see it happening. Again, even if they somehow got a fucking venue, then what? They're gonna shuffle a bunch of fucking. And here's the other thing, right? They go, you could pay $150. Where is it taking place? We don't know yet. So you're gonna pay $150 for a ticket that you might not be able to use because it's gonna be in a city that you can't go to or you don't live in, or it's gonna be on a day because you don't know when it is either, right? They're not giving you a date yet, so it might be on a date that you can't fucking go. So then what? You're out $150, right? So
yeah, that's crazy.
Let's say best case scenario, they get a whole bunch of people that are really excited. They pay their $150, and then they go, "Hey, the only date we can secure is, fucking March 8th, and it's in fucking Arizona, in this little fucking town in Arizona." And like, oh, no one can show up. So they get there, and it's just the fucking Craig and the crew, right? And it's like, oh, there's like 6 people in attendance because no one else could show up. We sold like 500 tickets, but it's only 6 people here because. They're the only people that live in Arizona, right?
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, that's a bad look.
So I think they, like you said, they didn't think about it. They didn't think ahead. They shouldn't be charging for the tickets. The ticket one shouldn't be there until they have a fucking venue and a date, right?
Yeah.
So this is the venue. This is the date. We have to sell X amount of tickets or we lose our deposit, right? But again, maybe I'm just a jackass who knows how to plan shit and knows how to think fucking more than one step ahead, right?
Yeah. It's just like a reaction. What happened when he made this announcement? Did the Game Awards make their announcement? That's why he just got mad. He's like, the real Game Awards. Or he's trying to like.
I think last year some game won because remember they're all like, oh, Harry Potter, the Harry Potter game was being blackballed because of they hate what's her name, J.K. Rowling. So like that's what I'm saying. Like they're always like this idea that DEI games are winning and real games that should win aren't winning because the woke corporations are like, it doesn't even fucking matter at the end of the day, right? Like if fucking the Harry Potter game doesn't win, how does that fucking matter to anybody, right? But I don't buy games. Maybe I'm a jackass.
I don't know. I think just the fact that it's crazy, like it was nominated, like it just didn't win.
No, it wasn't even. I think it might not.
Oh, it wasn't nominated. Okay.
So like I'm saying, like they get really mad though, right? It's like, do you think people are only buying games if they have won a game award? Do you think that that's making extra sales? Maybe you should tell your audience why that they shouldn't be buying things just because they won a game award, right? Maybe that's the angle to take, right?
And it probably is true. Like they're usually shitting on the game awards anyway, and then they care that much.
You need to think 3 steps behind to catch up to this guy. That's what it is. Yeah. So this whole thing
walk
is
backwards.
fucking ridiculous. It's a sad attempt. I think. Because there's always been a fervor, there's always been like an anti-game awards, it keeps growing and growing. And again, like I say, with all this woke stuff and this anti-woke stuff, they probably thought this was a moneymaker, right? We're going to put on this show, a whole bunch of people are like, because, we got like 10,000 people in this fucking Steam group.
Japan's got our back.
All these people watching us. I fucking make a video saying, fuck the woke DEI and shit's 100,000 views on that video. Could you imagine if every one of them gave me fucking $10 for a Game Awards? I'd be rich. And then when it happened, no one paid them. Now they're fucked, right?
Yeah.
Again, they should have just did a fucking live stream with all the, got all together. It would have been an excuse to get everybody together in one location, right? Have a fucking party, fucking all chill, relax. Like you said, tell jokes, make fun of these games, presents it like, this is the best game of the year, right? Like, and here's why, like you said, like Ryan Cannell really loves fucking Elden Ring. So he goes up there and talks about Elden Ring, like why he loves it. And then fucking Jeremy goes up there and he talks about why Harry Potter is really good, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you could even made it like a debate or something. Again, I'm giving too many ideas for these people. Fuck these people, right? There's so many ways to do this. So many ways to make it fun. Fucking Potion Sword Run did a fucking Game Awards of his own where he just did a stream and he like fucking was like, this is the game that win. This is the best game. And like he had like little polls that he had in the fucking like community page where people voted. And he's like, oh, that's the winner, right?
Yeah.
And they could have did the exact same thing, but it's not about that. It's not about the Game Awards. It's not about games. It's not about celebrating. It's about money.
No.
It's always about money.
Well, I really do think they hate the woke stuff, so I think it's that too. Like, and
I don't think they do. Honestly,
you don't think so?
they hate the woke stuff. No,
I think some of them do, and
It's
I
like-
just don't think they could
I don't hate-
transfer that into an awards show. You know?
I don't hate Eric July. I love Eric July. It makes me money. They love the woke shit. The woke shit makes them money.
That's true. That's true. That's a psychological type of thing where it's like I don't even know if they know that
They know that 100%. They know that they're fucking Nerd Rock and they're
Who's like the best example? Because I don't watch them a lot. Like, who can I watch and be like, okay, I see? Because this to me, this
literally was like,
people-
as they'll be like, oh man, there's new Lord of the Rings coming back. Oh, I'm making a bunch of money on this.
Mhm.
They're all
Because this
terrible.
to
They
me
all
is
know
the
what they're doing.
saddest. This is the saddest, and this I felt like okay, this thing is done. Like grifting is done after this. This felt like the biggest. Like, come on,
Clearly,
guys.
Tony is just a shill for the mainstream media.
Aren't we all?
Again, there's so many ways if you want to like celebrate games to actually celebrate games. What they're doing is just grifting, 100%.
Yeah.
They have no connections, and this goes way back. And I'll spill some tea, right? I'll spill some fucking tea just for you guys. There's like 60 of you. Spill some little fucking tea, right? I want to say about like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe more, might have been when Quartering did his own website, right? We all know I fucking hate the Quartering, fucking hate him. He's out of all the fucking grifters, he's the one I hate the most. Right? I legitimately despise the fucking Quartering, right? Okay. However, he was doing his own website, and I saw that it was fucking failing. Right? I saw it. I said, I could tell where it's going. I see what's going on. So I actually emailed him. I said, Jeremy, I see the problems with your website. I see the problems with what you're doing. I can help you fix it. I have connections. I can get like. You can't be fucking behind. Like one of the things in games media, right, is you can't be behind on your reviews, right? You have to. If you're not first, you're last, right? It's fucking Ricky Bobby shit, right? If you're not first, you're last, and no one cares, right? You could have the greatest fucking review ever, but if there's 45 other ones that came out before you, no one's gonna give a shit, right? And that's what they were doing because they didn't have connections. He didn't know who to contact. He didn't know any media people. He didn't actually know anything about being a fucking video game journalist. So I offered my help, right? So I don't like you. You don't like me. We don't like each other. It's fucking known. Everyone knows this. But because we're on the same side, I will help you to fix this venture, to fix this and make sure that this is working correctly. I'll show you what you got to do. No fucking response. No response. You know why? Because it was never about making a good website. It was about collecting money from a fucking Patreon, which he kept collecting money from after the website went down. The website was down, and he was still collecting money from the Patreon to pay for the website.
For how long?
Months.
Oh man, that's crazy. That's
So,
Quartering.
all these guys, grifters, 100%, and legitimate grifters. They just want money. They don't actually care. There's no passion. Maybe at some point they liked one of the things that they talk about, but that's long been fucking over, right? And they no longer care. And it is what it is. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been 2 hours. Thank you for tuning in to the Grift. Thank you, Aaron, for being here. You had to check out early so you can do your own stream, right? Perp, thanks for being here. You got something to plug before we leave?
I want to plug a weirdo movie. I saw this movie called The Substance, and it was incredible. One of the best movies I've seen in a while. I absolutely loved it. It's with Demi Moore. She's back, baby. Yeah, everyone go watch that if you want to see a weirdo movie.
A guy who likes Healy says most reviews are coming out before the game does, which is crazy. It's not crazy because you get a review copy. You get it early. Depending on the game, the company, the confidence level in the game, you can get it months early. You can get it weeks early. You can get it days early. I got a game that I'm playing right now that's not even out yet. And again, I'm a fucking
Can you
nobody,
say?
right?
Can you say?
This proves it. No, I can't actually.
Okay.
But this proves what I'm saying is like if I, a fucking nobody, can get review copies, get early things, then surely a guy with 100,000, 200, 500, 600,000 should be able to, right? But they don't know how. They don't know the context. They don't have any professionalism. They don't know how to reach out to people. There's literally websites and stuff where you can go and get this shit where you don't even have to, like, was like, oh, well, they wouldn't give it to me because they hate us. No, you can there's actually websites with like third parties that you go through. So they get the stuff and then they filter it out to other people and they would still give it to you, right? But again, because they don't give a fuck. It's never been about actually playing the games and reviewing them and giving honest criticism or critique. It's just about being mad and angry and then collecting money for it and your books. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. We're going to play you some music on the way out. Support Little Movie Perp. Go to his channel. And I'm going to redirect you to my co-host, Dalish. So go say hi to her. Tell her the frog sent you.
Come on, baby, let's do the grift.
Come on, baby.